bask in the glory. Every other weekend there's a cognac story. Before we give a toast, better make sure they pour me another glass and put it in the air for the time that passed. I said bask in the glory. Every other weekend there's a cognac story. Before we give a toast, better make sure they pour me another glass and put it in the air for the time that passed.
Buenas noches, tardes, and dias. My name is Torian Meacham. Welcome to Cognac Stories. I used to say it's the world's greatest podcast. Now I'm just going for the world's most problematic. Fuck it. I'm just going to embrace the toxicity because people think I'm a liberal. That's not the case. I'm joined here with my conservative Proud Boy brother. No, I'm joking. So I'm here with my man, my brother Jay every day in the building. Let me get the horns for him. All right, how you doing
now, Playboy? Feeling good?
Chilling.
Really excited to be back on the pod, baby. Let's go.
Listen, man, I got a question for you, man. Bro. I saw you celebrating St. Patrick's Day, man.
Yes, sir.
You drinking the green beer and all that good stuff?
Actually, I didn't. I went to get a Guinness and then I reneged. I got a Sam Adams cherry wheat, and I actually ate a hamburger. My wife's in there eating corned beef and cabbage. I actually despise that stuff, but I participated because of my kids.
That's what's up, man. I like multiculturalism, man. A lot of people don't like that shit. I like when you have like different backgrounds or different cultures and you embrace all of them. So if you're like half or a quarter something, you let the kids know like, yo, we're this and that, and we all have all this cool shit. Like, why would you not want to have like 35 holidays to celebrate? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, it's funny that you say that. Like, I'm like the direct opposite of that. I'm just like, we're regular black. I'm just like, we're regular black people, American. That's man, it.
Listen, let me tell you, dog. Listen, fucking Hudson, man. Yo, get him a fucking Conor McGregor t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Let him embrace the Irishness, man. Shit, it's a whole market out there on tap, man. Like, I can see the vision right now, man. He could be the next Drake. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling.
Yeah,
it now.
You never know, man.
He could because
when you're that light skin, you can get away with
exactly.
a lot, bro.
When Drake was doing that bar mitzvah, they didn't see the vision. You know what I'm saying? They didn't see the vision. Look at him now. You know what I'm saying? The best of both worlds.
Two-step, dude. Did you see that two-step that he had? It was deadly.
Yo, shout out to Drake, man. Fucking number 1, 2, and 3 on the charts. That's wild, man. Like, I just listened to the records. They're all really great records. I don't have anything bad to say about Drake except this motherfucker's winning. So He's been on the fucking charts, bro, since the inception of like the Billboard Top 200. Like, he's been on the charts since 2010. He's been on the charts every fucking week. And I know Charlemagne, he asked the question, were we still in the Drake era? And a lot of people didn't understand what he meant by that. And that's a very honest question. Are we still in the Drake era when you got the Baby, Little Baby, you got fucking YBN Cordae, all these artists, Pop Smoke, been on the number 1 album in hip hop and R&B for like a year damn near. And it's a valid question, man. Are we still in the Drake era? I think he answered the question, being number 1, 2, and 3. You know what I'm saying? So
it seems like he's never gonna let up, man.
No, I hope he raps until he's 50 years old. I hope he raps until he's 50. He's in the same position that Jay-Z was in when he just kept dropping shit that was hot regardless, and you can't lose. And then eventually it gets too hard to hate on him.
Yeah. What makes Drake amazing is he could take somebody else's style and do it better than them. So the moment you think like, he's kind of done and that he won't be able to adapt, he'll take whatever's current, do it, and still be good at it. So it's like he's, you know what I mean? He's not the greatest singer, by far not the greatest rapper, but he does everything just well enough to stay trendy and stay relevant.
Yeah, he's like
he's the Will Smith of rap. Maybe not.
No.
Will Smith is acting.
So
comparing Will Smith is acting.
No.
Music.
Denzel, because I don't like.
I think Denzel's a good actor.
No. So Denzel as an actor, Drake as a rapper. So like, Denzel can play any role. I used to think Denzel couldn't do comedy, and then I seen him be funny in roles that weren't supposed to be funny. Like, he was able to add humor. I'm like, well, Drake can do that as well. I don't like Will Smith in serious roles for some reason. Like, The Pursuit of Happiness, I didn't like that.
Oh, you didn't love it?
Nah, not at all. And then what 7 Pounds? Didn't like that either.
Oh, 7 Pounds I actually did like.
I like the story. I just don't like Will Smith in it. Because you know what it is?
Now,
Here's
what's
what
the
it
other
is.
one that he did? You ever see Focus? Focus was
Yes,
good. Kind of serious.
Focus was dope. Focus was dope.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know what it is? I'm the king of the grudges, man. I'm the king of the fucking grudges. And the issue that I have with Will Smith in serious roles is that I'm still scarred. You know what I'm
Uncle
saying?
on Viv? Is that what it
No,
is?
no, no, no. I'm still scarred
Oh.
from the movie he made called 6 Degrees of Separation.
Oh no, I remember it. Yeah, he did like a gay role or something, right? Wasn't it?
Yes, very. You know what I'm saying? And I'm watching the movie because I think like Whoopi Goldberg was in it. So you got this whole great cast, and it's a good story. And then all of a sudden, my man's like reverse cowboy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like,
I've
yo,
never even seen it. I just heard of it, and then I couldn't even, nothing against my, my gay comrades, but I couldn't even bring myself to finish Brokeback Mountain, bro. It just
no,
wasn't for me.
I didn't start Brokeback Mountain, and I just have no interest in cowboy. Like I'm not like the cowboy and Indian movie watching guy. I don't watch a bunch of westerns. So when you tell me it's like a cowboy movie and they're not killing anybody, I'm like, yo, why am I watching this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to watch, cowboys have a fucking sleepover. That sounds sus. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Will Smith for showing that diversity, that acting range. Maybe, they always say he's in the Illuminati. Maybe that was his sacrifice he had to make. He had to sacrifice his butthole on camera in order
Well,
to
they
be
always say that
where he
they
is
try to
now.
like demasculinize the black man. So every time a black man gets famous, that they put him in some sort of gay role or make him dress up as a woman. So maybe that was like,
You, you
maybe
you
that
know,
was
I,
his
it's people say that, right? But when you take a look at it, like Martin Lawrence, for example, that was his show. No one made him dress up like Shanae.
no, of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? Eddie Murphy, when he did his movies, no one made him wear a woman suit. You know what I'm saying? Like in the clumps, like Nutty Professor, like no one made him like he said, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Jamie Foxx, same thing. Like he had that show White Famous. It was on Showtime. It had what's the comedian that can do all the damn impressions? Jay Farrell, funny as shit. Great show, but part of the premise of that was like they wanted Jay Farrell to wear a dress, and Jamie Foxx is like breaking it down to him about why black actors, why they wear dresses in movies. And I don't really think it's about emasculation. I think it's just because who fuck man, the guy that did Tootsie, like you've had plenty of white comedians, dog. Robin Williams, you know what I'm saying, did Mrs. Doubtfire, and we don't question the motive behind that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when a black dude does it, it's like some grand conspiracy, like, oh my God, they're trying to emasculate the black man and push the gay agenda. I don't know, man. You know what pushes the gay agenda? Two dudes kissing, like on Black Mirror. That pushes the gay agenda,
Okay.
man. Not fucking a dude wearing a dress in a comedic way. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Anthony Mackie. You know what I'm saying? I forgive you for ruining Black Mirror. You can redeem yourself tomorrow with Captain America and the Winter Soldier, man.
Yeah. Hopefully it's good. I watched a horrible movie on Netflix with Anthony Mackie. So right now,
Oh, which
oh,
which
I can't even bring it
is,
up.
is he like a cyborg or some shit?
Yeah, yeah. So you've
Yo,
seen pieces of it. It
I,
just I
I
ruined
saw the
a moment of
preview.
my life.
I s-
Ruined pieces of my life with that dude. So
yeah, I
right
saw
now
the
he's
preview.
excommunicated.
And it looked pretty bad, and
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't
horrible.
watch it. I think he'll be okay, man. But on the serious things, man. Yesterday there was a mass shooting down in Atlanta, Georgia. There was a Georgia man, Robert Long, Robert Aaron Long, from Atlanta. He confessed to killing 8 people in a string of shootings at Asian massage parlors. And when the police interviewed him, they said that the issue was a sex addiction that he wanted to eliminate, and he wanted to get rid of the temptation. And so a lot of people are looking at how the media is carrying this and how the sheriffs down in Atlanta are carrying this because uh, Captain Jay Baker, the Cherokee County Sheriff, Captain Jay Baker, got on television yesterday and said yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did. End quote. So that was his quote. He said yesterday was a bad day. He was at his wits end, and that's what happened. Man, like
It just
I don't,
sounds
I don't,
crazy.
I don't, I don't, I don't know why. Like I'm dumbfounded why we just. If you go into an Asian massage parlor and you kill 6 women that happen to be Asian, and 2 white customers or 2 white people that work there, but 6 of them are Asian, and you go to Asian massage parlors, either you hate Asian people or you hate women, right? because if you're saying he's a sex addict, then and he's going to massage parlors, or he's some super religious guy. So it's one of three things: he's a terrorist, a domestic terrorist, because he's trying to terrorize people that go to massage parlors, or he's a racist and targeting Asian people. And you have police on TV that are saying, "Hey, he had a bad day," but let a black or a brown person or an immigrant do that, and holy shit, they will find every connection to Al Qaeda or Black Lives Matter or MS-13, man.
Yeah, it's the American way to just sympathize with whiteness, bro. So no matter what it is or anything that they do, there's always an excuse of why they do something or what went wrong. Or for like this guy, he's having a bad day. A bad day for me is like spilling a cup of coffee on my leg, like
Yeah.
not like shooting up or
Eight
killing a
eight
bunch of different
people.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like getting a speeding ticket, like that's a bad day, or getting a flat tire. It's like, how do you compare a massacre to having a bad day? It's insane, you know.
Yeah.
But what they try to do is they try to normalize these people. There's nothing normal about that guy. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. Not at all. There's nothing normal. Like man,
Yeah, because
because
they want you to be empathetic with that, but not something else, which is like
yeah,
sick. You know?
it's like because you look at this, right? He had a bad day. You know who had a bad day? George Floyd. He had a
Yeah,
bad
word.
day. And his day
Yeah,
ended with him getting his fucking neck kneeled on for 8 minutes by a racist cop, right? You know who had a bad day? Tamir Rice, fucking child playing with a gun in a park, and a cop rolled up on him and shot him. You know who had a bad day? Sean Bell, the night before his wedding, got shot by the cops 50 fucking times. You know what I'm saying? Amadou Diallo had a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Patrick Dorsman had a bad day. You know, Ronnie King had a bad day. A bad day is like when something happens to you, not when you go out and you murder 8 people. That's
yeah,
like saying
it's sick.
that's like
Yeah,
saying Hitler had a bad
yeah, I
three,
know
4 years. Like I had a bad
exactly.
few years. I just happened to
He had
kill
a bad
600
run.
people. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I fell off. I'm back on. Like
yeah,
that's bullshit. And they're trying to make you empathize with him, and it's just incredible. Like they caught him trying to head down to Florida to murder some more people. He was in a high speed chase, and they took him alive. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, this man had a bad day, but you want me to not like ride for Breonna Taylor, who was asleep when she had a bad day.
yeah,
And it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy how this country, how people don't want to acknowledge that there's two justice systems. There's two. I want to say there's two media machines. When it comes to who we're putting up as criminals and who we're trying to make get empathized with. And it's just crazy, man. And just like you said, man, it's the American way.
yep. They normalize. Unfortunately, they normalize white radicalism. It happens
Exactly.
over and over and over and over and over. You know.
Yeah, they
I
disguise
don't
it
ever
as
think it's
patriotism.
yeah, yeah. I don't think it'll ever stop personally, but you know, when I see it, I can't do anything but laugh at it because you know what it is, you
Yeah.
know. And the part of the problem is, I don't think white people realize what it is. You know,
I mean,
I don't even know if they get it,
I,
unfortunately. But you know, we should have a white friend on the podcast that we could phone in, like ask a white guy. What you
ask
think?
a
That'd be
white
awesome.
guy. I mean, no. So I do have white friends that if you have this conversation with them, they will give you the exact answer that you and I both know, that America has inherent biases and everything that we just said. Like they can break it down, and they grew up in normal ass backgrounds, just like everybody else, right? But then it's like they're the outliers. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the people are so comfortable with being oblivious to shit. And it's like a reckoning, right? Like how men, we have to realize that we have a certain amount of privilege, and we have an advantage over women in certain aspects and areas, and we get treated a certain way. And everyone is willing to, admit that or whatever, right? But it's like, hey, this whole white shit that you guys are weaponizing. Look at January 6th, and you got Ron Johnson saying that he wasn't scared of fucking an insurrection, people
Yeah,
attacking and killing cops, storming the
yeah,
Capitol building, burning shit. He's not scared of that, but he's scared of Black Lives Matters protesters and Antifa, And I'm like, well, if they would have stormed the Capitol building, you would have killed all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Of course.
but then it's like anytime you have like some white folks riot, like for the Kentucky Derby or a college team winning a game, they tear an entire town up, and it's like, oh, it's just kids being kids, boys being boys, But let a black person be upset about something, and hold a sign. It's like, oh, they're angry, they're rioting, look at this, the immigrants down at the border, we're standing there, they're trying to invade us when they're actually asylum seekers, and it's just how we label, how we label non-whites in this country, man. It's like you automatically demonize them, and then you make us have to empathize with, our white counterparts. So, I
Right.
mean, it's, you know, like it. There's so many things that could be said about, the event that happened, the massacre that happened, and I don't want to say some corny shit like, oh, thoughts and prayers, because everybody's thinking about the situation, everybody's hoping for the best for the families, but it's like, the guy bought the gun, I want to say within a 24-hour period of when he committed the murders. And one of the things that people don't understand is that he was a drug addict who was in a halfway house, who had been to rehab. And according to the ATF's website, that is a disqualifier for gun ownership, right?
Mhm.
But all these, pro Second Amendment people who are, I like to think they're misinterpreting what the Second Amendment is. I'm pro 2A, right? I don't have like I should be able to have a handgun. I don't need a fucking bazooka, And I don't think that, gun control laws that make things like mental health, you need to get additional screening, because mental health's on the spectrum. Like someone with mild anxiety, I don't think they're a threat. But if you have schizophrenia, or you have, like manic bipolar depression, you probably shouldn't own a handgun, because and you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to, do that in law enforcement,
Right, right.
like in the
Yep.
military. Those are disqualifiers. So why can we not just have a standard, for this, and had these, like the rules that, like, the Obama era wanted to put in for extended background checks and making mental health issues a mandatory reportable thing to law enforcement agencies. So when they do these background checks, it flags, and you do a simple interview, or you contact that doctor. Like, people are so, they're so up in arms about this. It's like they'll quote the Constitution, right? And they'll say the rights are not to be infringed upon for gun ownership. But when it comes to voting rights, with regards to black
Exactly.
and brown people,
Yep.
all you hear is fucking crickets. All
Yep.
you hear is crickets, bro.
Yeah. The irony of that, because like you can't register to vote the same day and actually vote in an election, which is insane. But you can go
Yeah,
buy a gun and kill somebody and have access to that. So it's like it kind of makes you wonder. It's
yeah.
like it's do you really want reform? Do you really want people to be safe, or is it's I don't know. It's sick to me.
Yeah, and like on the last pod, we talked about gun ownership increasing, like damn near double this year, and with the rise in black and brown gun owners, that is going to change the gun laws. I'm gonna tell you right now, because all these folks are going to realize that we are arming up once again, like we did back in the '60s when they first implemented the gun control laws. They're going to see that black and brown folks are that they're packing. Where
Yeah, yeah.
we don't have, if all of us don't have criminal records. Most of us are normal tax-paying citizens who can go out and buy guns. We just choose not to because there's not a need. We're in a fucking city, bro. Like, fuck, I need a gun. I'm not shooting coyotes in my backyard like I would if I'm in, the middle of nowhere, Georgia. But it's just crazy, man. Like, they're so hyped. They get so amped up. The battery is in their back. They're fucking charged up when it comes to the Second Amendment. But when it comes to voting rights, motherfuckers are silent, man.
Yeah.
And then
Always.
so another thing that's like, you see everybody out here now, and they're like, you see the hashtag Stop Asian Hate, and everybody's trying to figure out how we can be allies to our Asian American brothers and sisters. And that's a really touchy subject in the black and brown community, because for a long time, America has done this thing I like to call the oppression Olympics. So anytime, like one group starts to get oppressed, or they start to kind of rise up, they find another, group to oppress, and then kind of turn these groups against each other, right? You can look back to like the I want to say like the New York City draft riots. The movie Gangs in New York was made about this, when they had the big riot at the end when the gangs all fought. That was based on the New York City draft riots, and that's back in the day. There was a time, right, when the Irish and German immigrants and African Americans were all cool, and they all got along because they were all broke as fuck, and they were all treated like shit because they were non-white
Immigrants. Yep.
Anglo-Saxon Protestants, right? Because a lot of them were Catholics, and not, Catholic priest jokes aside, they've been like Christians. Christians have a rough history with Catholics, you know, and so it's like the government in turn found a way to put out enough propaganda to make the white, Irish, and German immigrants turn on freed black men that were in the North because they figured that they were getting drafted to fight in a war to free the black people only so they could come up and keep their jobs. Like so the free blacks would be down in fucking Georgia, and I'm gonna migrate to New York City to take this Irish immigrant's job, and they believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they had a fucking riot. I want to say it was like several hundred, up to like 1,000 black people were murdered in New York City alone over a course of several days, all over some propaganda put out, you know, by, you know, Uncle Sam. And then the same thing has happened throughout history, right? So, you know, we get we think that anti-Asian sentiment in America is something new. But if you look at American history, we've had the Chinese Exclusion Act that went from, I want to say pre-Civil War all the way up until like 1920. We've had laws where Asians couldn't operate certain businesses. They built the entire railroad system, the Transcontinental Railroad, and we fucking blew the mountains up and buried them in the fucking mountains. This is all documented shit, you know. God, fucking the whole yellow peril thing when we just fucking had this massive idea that all the Asians were coming here to marry all the white women. So we made laws that Asians couldn't marry whites. You know, they were getting discriminated against when it came to, they couldn't go to the same schools as whites. They were in the same fucked up segregated schools as us. If you look at post World War II or World War II, we put them in internment camps, and then after that, they're still getting all the hate and all the fuck shit. And then now, you know, so these kids, these people that were kids in the 60s and 70s, when anti-Asian sentiment was like normalized because of Vietnam and the Korean War and World War II, they're adults now still propagating that same shit. And then their kids are the ones going out here doing this, you know, wild shit now, because we've seen the increase in anti-Asian hate crimes or discrimination, you know, increase like 300%.
Well, I would say, you know, some of that is attributed to you know who our former president. I think
Yes.
you know, by putting that out there, and I think what he did is he, you know, obviously clearly drew a line in the sand, but you know, there's tons of Asian Americans, and that's the problem with something like that, you know, like putting that label on, putting a stigma. It's like diseases can come from anywhere. You know what I mean? Like that's just the reality of anything, you know. So, but to put that label and put that stigma, it just, I don't know. I think obviously it was purposely done, but I think
Absolutely.
what he was looking to do is obviously Donald Trump, the MAGA, is really like a signal for bringing back whiteness.
Yeah.
That should be at the forefront and the priority of America to give you what you deserve, and all that other stuff is just repercussions of that, you know.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, you know, one thing we got to say about Donald Trump is he's really great at branding. You know, he branded his whole campaign, you know, "Make America Great." Everybody ate that shit up because they were like, "Yes, make America great." And then, you know, folks like us that, you know, are have a little bit of melanin, we're like, hold up, wait a minute. When was America great for like everybody?
Yeah, of
Because
course.
if I think back to like my parents' childhood, that was the '60s. Shit was fucked. All right. You know, like there was segregation. They shot Martin, they shot Malcolm, they shot Medgar Evers. You go back to our grandparents, they were teenagers when Emmett Till was killed. You know what I'm saying? And then when they were kids, that was like fucking the 1930s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, it was normal to see a black person just hung. You know, like there were signs and flags that would show that would say, "Hey, today a black person was hung." Like lynching was not against the law. The KKK was, you know, loud and
Yeah,
proud.
rampant. Yep.
Yeah, and it's like, well, when the fuck was America great? And when I think about it, it's like, no. If we just think about when it was great for white folks, the 1960s. You know, like the 1960s, the 1970s. Like we had a clear enemy. We were at war against brown people. You know what I'm saying? White folks still had it better than blacks and brown people because, you know, Hispanics and black folks and Asians are still getting treated like shit. You know, like the immigrants, right? The Italian immigrants and Irish immigrants, they got accepted into whiteness, right? So they were like, yo, we're good now. Like the Irish used to get shit on. Like that's why it's called the paddy wagon, not because all the Irish were police, because the police wagons were full of Irishmen. Yeah, like it's so many, it's so much like language that we use. Like you ever heard of like a Irish pennant? Like when you have like
No, I never heard it.
so like when you have like a loose like string or like some fucking shit like or your shirt's like looking ratty, they say it's like it's an Irish pennant, right? And it's because they were fucking bummy as fuck because they were
Yeah.
working some shitty ass job as a chimney sweep or some kind of shitty low paying job, just like any other minority would. And that was called an Irish pennant. And people don't understand like, oh, that's what that means. Or when you say you have Irish twins, people don't understand that's like actually a slur because you're
It's
saying that
derogatory because they
Irish
got pregnant
people,
so much.
yeah, and it's like, yo, fam, whoa, 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 like, and it's just like, yo, like, discrimination is so ingrained, in our DNA and our the American DNA. Like, discrimination is ingrained in that, man. And it's like, I'm just glad to see, people of all cultures stepping up now to embrace what Asians are going through and have their back, the same that they have been with, the Black Lives Matter movement, the same thing with, the whole DACA and Dreamers movement, man. And so it's good to see people come together, but it's sad to see it because of something like this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, man. Um, there was a there's a woman, right? And some of you may know her, some of you may not. Her name is Sharon Osbourne, the wife of rock and roll legend Ozzy Osbourne, the guy that bit a fucking bat's head off on stage, made a bunch of dope songs, Crazy Train, Iron Man. She's on a show called The View. And she is on there with a lot of talented women, and it's a talk show. And recently, they had a little kerfuffle about the Meghan Markle incident. And so Sharon Osbourne, she said some comments in the past about Meghan Markle not being actually black because of her complexion, and she's gotten into issues with that before. But she recently came out and defended Pierce Morgan with his current actions against Meghan Markle, with him being fired from Good Morning Britain. And she's defending him, right? And so she has, I want to say, 3 women of color on her talk show, and they asked her uh, about her defense of Pierce Morgan on a talk show, and she got super defensive. She's using profanity. She's like telling Cheryl Underwood to not play the victim and don't try to cry because, and saying that she's not racist and all this other shit, right? At no point did anyone call her racist. They simply asked her about her defense of Pierce Morgan, who said some racist shit. But she immediately took that as, someone saying that she's racist, and you don't have to be a racist to support racism. you
Yeah, of
just have to
course.
you just have to be oblivious to it or ignorant to it, like
Hmm.
she's being. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened is that some of her coworkers came out and said that she referred to some of her Asian counterparts as wonton and chop suey, things like that, and she's used other racial language towards coworkers, and this has come out. It's on record. This is why some of the co-hosts, left. She said Holly Robinson Pete was too ghetto to be on the show, and then I want to say Lisa Ling used to be on the show, and she got referred to as an Asian slur as well by Sharon Osbourne. And people have been letting this shit go, And now because they caught her on a hot seat, it's like the show hasn't been on the air for the past 2 weeks because they're trying to like work through some kind of diversity issue and whatnot. And I don't know, man. It's just like I want to say she's 68 years old. So if you're 68 years old and you're like, she's not from America, so there's probably some, inherent latent racial bias that you just don't know or you're not aware of, man. And like, so I don't know how much attention you paid, to this whole situation, what's going on, but what are your thoughts on the Sharon Osbourne View situation, how Cheryl Underwood carried herself, and just your thoughts on old white people not
I
realizing
mean,
that they're racist?
in my personal opinion, I think what so many people do is they get defensive instead of just trying to be empathetic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So for some, like obviously she doesn't understand, and like you know what I mean. Like I'll give an example. You're my brother. If you did something crazy, obviously you're my ally. The first thing I'm gonna do is kind of like come to your defense and be like, hey, no, he didn't, or whatever, or try to rep for you. But
Yeah.
then you got to take a step back and actually say, okay, what actually happened? And should you be empathetic what the situation that arises? She chose not to be whatsoever. Like
Yeah.
Meghan Markle and Harry and whatever, the whole situation, I can really care less about that, but I do care about racism. So you should say, oh, okay, you know what? Right is wrong, right is right, and wrong is wrong. There was some wrongdoing there. That's all. That's all she had to do was say, hey, you know what? He is a friend of mine, and I don't agree with what he did. So I do disagree with that, but I don't believe he should be lynched and have everything taken away from him. That's simple. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
and it's like if my friend gets caught, selling dope, I'm gonna be like, yo, that's my man, but he was wilding. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yep.
like that's my man, but he was wilding. And that's the thing, because it's like when something like that happens to us, man. Like, let's say I. You're a black celebrity, right? And you happen to like something that Minister Farrakhan said. Motherfuckers will make you denounce Minister Farrakhan in a heartbeat. They were like,
Of
"Oh,
course.
Farrakhan said this," and you got to
Yeah.
go
So
on tape. You got to be in the damn the White House lawn denouncing Minister Farrakhan because we saw that happen to a lot of the Black Lives Matter leaders. You know, just for going to talk to him. You know, they try to use that like, oh, well, he's anti-Semitic or he's anti-white or whatever. If you actually learn about Minister Farrakhan, he's not a racist. You know, he's not a racist at all. He says some shit that's inflammatory. Racism, I wouldn't say that's what I wouldn't label that. But it's like, yo, why the fuck do black folks have to denounce anyone? Like, but white people get the benefit of the doubt to be able to look at Trump. You know what I'm saying? All this, like Trump said the wildest shit. Everybody got this. They got the benefit of the doubt of saying, "Oh, that's my guy." But I don't agree with this, and nobody fucking demonize them but us. We fuck around and buy a final call, and all of a
no.
sudden we're a fucking black extremist, man.
Yeah, it was amazing how he got the label that he wasn't a racist until he became president. When there was countless, things that came up that almost proved that
Yeah,
he was a racist way before he was president.
yeah,
So
he,
it's
he
like,
he's been,
and
he's
everybody
been a
forgot about
racist.
it.
Racism
Yeah,
is in his blood. His father was caught at a KKK riot in New York City. They have the arrest record. His father was sued by New York State for having discriminatory housing practices and not renting in city housing because his fucking dad made subsidized housing, like Section 8 housing, and he wouldn't rent to black and brown tenants. He was sued for that. Donald Trump was sued for that. And then at the same time, Trump, the motherfucker, took out a two-page ad in two newspapers and said the Central Park Five were guilty. And then
I remember
after
that.
after they were proven innocent, he still said that they deserve to be in jail because they would have done something anyway. That right there shows me you are racist and a piece of shit, and in my opinion, irredeemable. But he still got a pass, and he still became president because motherfuckers are so willing to overlook blatant shit to us because it doesn't affect them.
Yep, of course. Just unfortunately, all that stuff. It's the American way, man, bro. It none of it shocks me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
it never will. So when I see it, it's like I guess for the average black person, it does. You don't even lose sleep on it because it's been normalized to you. So it's almost sad that stuff like that is normalized, but
yeah.
it's just a regular day, dude. You know?
And for me, it's like I don't know, man. I think I think I got too much of my dad in me, man. Because I'm a stubborn motherfucker, man, and I hate having those conversations. But I feel like I have to have those conversations because if I don't, then people won't fucking get it. And I feel like I've had those conversations with people that were oblivious and that their eyes weren't open, like they weren't aware. And I've had those conversations, and then they became aware, and they were like, "Yo, holy shit," like we were kind of fucked up. Like we this is wrong. Like this is why blackface is a bad thing. This is why like this is wrong. Like this is why fucking stop and frisk is racist, right? And when once you kind of take like the emotion out of it, right, and you kind of make it relatable, and then it's like, holy shit, man. Oh, now I get it. But then you have this the other segment that are like, nope, nope, nope. Just deny till you fucking die,
I
man. Like
mean,
when you get caught
I
cheating,
guess
deny till you die, man.
yeah, I guess for some people it's I would imagine there are good people out there that it's hard to believe that these things happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's easier to ignore some of those things because it doesn't happen to you, and then you're almost shocked, like, man, because and you could even relate it to like things that happen to women. Like my wife was
exactly,
explaining some of
exactly.
the things that happen to women, and then I was actually like shocked because I'm like, man, that stuff never ever happens to me. I don't have to worry about women grabbing me or women
Yeah,
touching me or women, approaching me and saying something crazy. It might happen once every 5 or 6 years, but to women it's almost normalized. So it's like I'm sitting there and I was like, no way that's possible. You know what I mean? And then I had to
yeah,
take a step back and I'm like, man, I'm like, people do the same exact thing to racism because you don't understand it. So then I
yeah.
thought, I'm like, you know what, for the things that I don't understand, I need to challenge myself to at least try to be empathetic. That's it. That's all anybody asks, is that you should try to be empathetic and try to understand. You know.
Yeah, it's a matter of perspective, man. I used to have this teacher. Wow, I ended up having him like in fucking like middle school and in high school, man. His name was James Flanagan, man. Really great writer, amazing writer, storyteller, educator. Rest in peace. He used to have this saying called expand your horizons, right? Expand your horizon, expand your horizons. He was always encouraging you to travel or talk to people or meet people so you could gain new perspective. You know, because we're so fucking locked in to what we can see. It's like a horse with blinders. You know what I'm saying? Once you take those shits off, it's like you're fucking exposed to so much. It's like when you're a small town person and you get out of your small town, you're like, holy shit, the world is fucking huge. It's everything is, you know, everything is fucking different. And I I'm always having these conversations, man. But I'm gonna tell you, man, like shit like this, it hits home for me because, and you might be related to this as well, man. Like I was previously married before, man, and I was in an interracial relationship, and this is something I had to deal with was like casual racism, and then some outright shit as well, because like you know my ex-wife, her dad, great guy. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of respect for him. A lot of I care about this guy, right? You know, however, he was racist as fuck. You know, like when we started dating, he referred to me as the N word. You know what I'm saying? He used that in
Not
his
to your face.
vocabulary. You know, and not to my face. I would have knocked that
Oh,
motherfucker out, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was back when I was a wild motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But no,
yeah,
but it's like, but he was from. I want to say like he was from like fucking Fargo, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he was in the Navy. But when he was in the Navy, blacks weren't allowed to serve like that. So he
yeah, of
probably
course.
never served with a black person, but like his favorite basketball player, Michael Jordan, favorite actor, Denzel Washington, right? And I didn't look at him as a racist. I just thought he had some strong racial biases from not being exposed to that kind of shit. And then through us getting to know each other better, he wasn't. He just didn't fucking know. You know, like he just wasn't exposed. You know what I'm saying? And then I saw him change, and I'm like, yo, that's what's up, right? So fucking great story. However, that wasn't the case with everybody because her grandfather, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace to him, he referred to me as the N word and used the N word and didn't like black people and was super racist. And he was at the fucking wedding. And I got to look at this man and walk by him and shake his hand and watch him eat my fucking wedding cake and not punch him in his fucking jibs. You know what I'm saying? He's like an 80-year-old man. So, of course, he's wild fucking racist from upstate New York, right? I went up there one time. I went up on vacation, man. Listen, put all this shit out, bro. I went up there on vacation one time, and I'm like, it's like Get Out, bro. It's like the movie Get Out, but it's like the whole family up there. We're in a house on the fucking lake and shit. And there was a comment about, you know, my ex-wife and I at the time, like, when are we gonna have some little gray babies or some little zebra babies? And they
Wow,
did,
somebody said that.
and when they said that, I didn't want to be in that house anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then, like, no
No, it's
one
one thing if
there.
they it's one thing if they said, "Hey, when are you gonna have some beautiful mixed babies?" Because people have said that to me, or you know what I mean. But like, I don't know. It's
Fam, I don't even like that shit. Like,
yeah,
don't fetishize me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
no,
Because like if you saying so like gray or zebra, like you looking at me like I'm a fucking animal. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Then you disrespecting me, you disrespecting, you know, my wife, your fucking relative, and whatever child we have. I can't have a kid in that kind of talk. Like shit like that, bro. Like, I don't know if you ever experienced anything like that, and I'm not even gonna ask, man. But I've
thank God I
experienced
haven't.
that. I've
Yeah,
experienced that not only dating somebody white, but also dating somebody that was Asian. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? With that kind of shit, man. Like fucking Paula Dean. You know who Paula Dean is?
yeah, of course, yep.
So,
The cook.
bro, so I'm in Hawaii, right? And I'm dating this beautiful young woman. I'm not incriminating motherfuckers, so I'm not putting out names, but if you know, you know, right? Where she was raised in Russia, but Korean by heritage, by birth, by blood, right? And so she moved to America late in her life, and so never really grew up with the whole racist
Yeah, the
shit,
racial
right?
dynamic. Yep.
Yeah, but we start having these conversations, and so I like to cook, right? Me and my lady, we at the fucking department store. I'm trying to buy like a new pot and pan set to fucking cook that night, right? And Paula Dean had some cookware. Paula Dean had some shit. What's my girl? I forgot, man. She Rachel Ray. I love Rachel Ray. Rachel Ray, I will buy all your products. They're the best, right? So it's between Paula Dean and Rachel Ray cookware, right? And she's like, hey, why don't you get this stuff? Because Paula Dean endorses it. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm like, you can buy it if you want, but I'm not spending money on that because Paula Dean's racist, right? And then of course she didn't believe me. And then when I pulled up like her admitting that she used to have slave parties, antebellum parties, use the N-word to her staff, she still didn't understand why I had an issue spending money with
Yeah,
somebody that
gotcha.
was a racist, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? How don't you get it, right? So then I started having a conversation with her, and I'm like, hey man, did you have any black like friends? And well, she was from Texas, right? And she dated a Hispanic guy prior to me, right? And I'm like, you ever have any black friends in Texas? And she's like, no, I didn't. She's like, I'm the first black person, right, that she was cool with like that. So I'm like, oh fuck. So you know what's coming next. How many times have you said the N-word, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm like, so I don't want to ask it directly like that, but I'm like, if you're in Texas and you're dating a Hispanic person, you've said the N-word at least 100 times. And so I'm like, all right, so did you have like any friends down there, like women friends? She was like, yeah, we had some, she had like some Mexican friends. And I'm like, well, they never say anything racist to you? And she was like, no, 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 nothing like that. And I'm like, all right, well, let me ask you a question. When you guys were in the car, and like a rap song came on and it had the N word in it, did they say the N word? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, you don't see a problem with that? And she didn't see a problem, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, when a rap song comes on, do you say the N word? Because she didn't say it around me. So I'm like,
Yeah,
when a
yeah.
rap song comes on, do you say the N word? And she's like, well, I did. And I'm like, well, you don't see a problem with that? You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
at least she's honest because she could have sat in your face and said, "No, I didn't." You know what I
Well,
mean?
I had to fucking give her that goddamn Columbo slash Matlock
Yeah.
to get it out of her. You know what I'm saying? But
I
then,
mean, I don't know.
but
In
here, here,
terms of the
here.
song, I don't.
Well,
I
it
could
was it
really
wasn't
care
just that.
less.
So that's where it starts, right? Because then I'm like, all right, well, what about your boyfriend? He watches football. Did he ever say the N word when the Cowboys were playing? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, now we get into the fucking nitty gritty. So now you're witnessing racism, but it's not about you, so you're not offended. And so I'm like, okay, now let me ask you a question. How did his family treat you, right? And she was like, oh, wow, his mom hated me, always talked shit, treated me like shit, yada, 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 yada. And I'm like, well, why do you think that? I'm like, so if they're using the N word and they're saying the N word around you comfortably, right? And his family is treating you like shit. Do you think they might have said something about you when you weren't there? And then when she thought about that, she was like, oh, you're right. And then she started pulling up all these events that she didn't realize were blatantly fucking racist towards her. Like she's Asian, right? And they would, call her China, which is like slang for Chinese, but she's, fucking Korean. And that's a
Yeah, of
big thing.
course.
Don't confuse, like they will
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, of
go to
course.
war. Like, do not confuse them. And she would tell them, don't call me that. And they would still call. I'm like, yo, so you didn't see a problem with that? You don't think that's a little, little spicy, little spicy racism right there? And then she realized, oh shit, it fucking was. You know what I'm saying? But like let me tell you something. Like we broke up because of shit like that, because of that, and like her Trump supporting fucking relatives. I would just put it
Yeah.
like that.
So you
You
know
know
what's
what I'm
crazy
saying?
to me? Like I don't really like my first reaction is not to throw out like a racial slur. Like I don't know. Like most of the minorities that I know, that's like I'd call somebody an asshole. I'm not like, well, you white this or you spit.
Wait,
Like
wait,
I
wait.
don't think to
Wait,
do
hold
that.
up.
That's like my first.
So you mean to tell me you're not on fucking Warzone, right? And when somebody snipes you, you're not pulling a Miles Leonard saying
Nah,
effing racial
nope.
slur.
I
Oh, you
don't
don't do
like.
that?
I'll so what I have done in the past. I have said some like homophobic stuff, and then I realized like, hey, but like me calling somebody to like say the maggot word.
Yeah.
I don't mean anything by it. It's like I don't even know if they are. It's just a form of disrespect. But once I was educated by somebody that was gay, he said, "Hey, listen." He goes, he goes, "I heard you say don't be a bitch or don't be a maggot." And he goes, because I'm gay, he goes, imagine somebody saying don't be the N word to you. He goes, after a while, he goes, even though I know you don't mean it, it
Yeah.
doesn't. It hurts. And
Yeah.
then I finally got it. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna challenge myself to do better. Yeah, I get on there and talk shit, but it's not my first instinct is not to go to racism.
Yeah.
It's really just talk crap. You know what I mean? It's almost the same as like if you played sports. Your first instinct is to talk crap playing sports just to psych somebody out. But I never thought to go to race when I was playing soccer or playing basketball or playing any competitive sport. Race was the last thing on my mind, you know?
Yeah, for me, it was like, growing up in the Northeast tri-state area, you grew up around everybody, right? So I know if I'm playing basketball and I call a Hispanic person a slur, I'm getting jumped by 30s motherfuckers. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
exactly.
I know that was coming, bro. If I said some slick shit to somebody, or we're playing soccer or something like that, or we're in gym class wilding out, like I knew, like like if you say some shit like that, you gotta be ready to die about that shit. Like, cause motherfuckers will throw hands over that, man. And I think it's like when you're not around that, you can let that shit flow freely, man, because there's no consequences, man. But it's like when you see like all these racists or these neo Nazis getting their fucking shit split again, punched in the face, for saying they're like, oh my god, he attacked me. No, you attacked me first. You know what I'm saying? Verbally. And so now I'm just manifesting my emotions into a physical return to you. You know what I'm saying? It's energy, baby. You put out some energy. You know what I mean? We can't destroy that energy. I can only manifest it, and give it to you the same way you gave it to me. But I don't like using words. I like using fists, So that's it, man. But I don't know, man. Like this whole shit, man. Like everybody's acting like shocked about racism and discrimination. And like, oh, like I thought Asians were the highest paid minorities. No, if you look at the actual percentage of Asians that are in poverty, I want to say like 70% of them in America are actually living in poverty right now. 70 to 80% of Asians are living in poverty right now. Like we only look at the model Asian, and like the whole community has like come out and said, yo, you guys got it fucked up. Most of us are elderly as shit or first, second generation. We're struggling like everybody else. It's just that they prop us up like that because we're light skinned. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah. I
we
feel
look
you.
like them, you know what I'm saying? And and we're like assimilating a little differently. And that's like, but when it's convenient to blame them for something, like with the China virus, the Kung flu, it was like, yo, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? It was like, this virus is your fault. You know what I mean? And y'all about to take the heat for it. So it's just fucking crazy, man. And I it's like it's a conversation, man, that we're going to continue to have until people realize that the whole like race shit is man-made.
Fabricated. Yeah, it's
You know what I'm saying?
fabricated.
Like it's
No, we'll
man-made.
we'll get aliens, and then that'll change your perspective, and then it'll go away, and it'll be skinny versus fat. There'll always be something. There'll always be something because people are just that stupid.
Yeah.
You know
Let
what I
me
mean?
tell you.
People are just that stupid and that ignorant that there'll always be some stigma to divide people. It'll be the color of your eye. It'll be the color of your hair. It's there'll always be something. You know?
Yeah, because you see the same thing, inside of
Yeah,
the
inside of races. Yep.
inside of the cultures, like in the Asian community, you have like the ones that work in the field or the farm. Like if you're darker skinned compared to a lighter skinned Asian, like there's beef there. Like you look at blacks, we have our own colorism issues. You look like it's we find these ways to continue to divide ourselves, and it's like, yo, bro, like we're all one species.
Yeah. White
Mother,
people
like,
hate redheads. Black
yeah,
people definitely do.
yeah, and it's like ginger. If
Yeah, the
you
redheaded stepchild. You know what I
Fam,
mean?
it,
Like all that
yeah.
stuff. We didn't create that.
If you just if you move like a G and an N in ginger, you know what
Yeah,
word it
yeah, word.
becomes.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't even think of that.
Yo,
Wow.
shout out to gingers have souls, man. Shout out to shout out to all my gingers out there, man. I got my guy Jeff Walker. He listens. He's a ginger. I'm with you in solidarity, man. All we got to do is switch the letters, and we are brothers, man. That's it. I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, we're the same people. That's funny.
yo, man, it's fucking crazy, man. But yo, speaking of multicultural uh romance. I don't know if you're familiar with a show called The Bachelor.
Oh, I
Uh
am. Oh.
do you watch it?
No, I've seen it. I've seen it back in the day, but I guess there's been so much controversy because there was never a black bachelor. So that's why I came up on the radar again. But nah, I don't
Yeah.
watch. I'm not a big TV person, nor reality TV. I kind of
Well, I listen, I gotta let the cat out of the bag. I've never watched The Bachelor for the same reasons that you say, but I am a fucking sucker for dating shows. I think I'm addicted. Like I'm not even gonna lie, man. I think I'm a fucking addicted, bro, because it started with uh like the
With what?
dating game, the
You watch
dating
Change Your
game,
Heart? Remember Change Your
or
Heart?
Change Your Heart. That was my shit. Next on MTV, fucking God, what Singled Out with Jenny McCarthy. Like, so I love those shows, man. And there's one on Netflix. I think it's just called like Dating or some shit like that. And they're all pretty good. The Bachelor is fucking terrible though because there's only been like four like black contestants like period. And they have like a rule where only like two black men can be in a show at a time, or like one black
Yeah.
dude at a time. This is like the first time they had a black bachelor, and they should have known that this shit was going to go off the fucking rails because the guy who won, the woman that he picked, she she was fucking racist and she had mad racist shit, right? And so now they're doing all this, digging into the history of the show, and they're interviewing former cast members, and they're like, yo, they're like, yo, we felt like zoo animals. Like we knew we weren't going to win. When you go on a show and a white guy asks a black contestant on there who's vying for his fucking romance, when you ask her a question like, "Do you know who your real father is?" What, yo, fam,
Yeah, of
yo,
course. I know.
you guys need some
Yeah,
fucking
all the
diversity training, man. Like,
yeah, all the
holy
signs
shit,
are there.
dude. Like, yo, you need some fucking diversity training, man, because that's racist. All right, you can't do that kind of shit, man. I, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why the fuck you would go on a show like that. And fam, like if I'm going on The Bachelor and I'm a black guy, 50% of the women better be women of color. You know what I'm saying? If not, I'm not going on that shit, bro. Like what the fuck? Like we just got to be real about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm black, I probably might like black women. So at least have half of them be black or brown or some kind of color, and then the rest can be normal
Yeah,
white women.
whatever.
You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying? They can be
agree.
whatever, dog. But it's like, yo, listen, because when it's a white guy, you have 18 white women and then like one Spanish woman and one Asian woman. So it's like, yo, fuck, at least throw us a bone, bro. Like, because come on, man. Like, do you really think
Yeah, I
a,
guess
a, a black dude's gonna go on TV and fall in love with a white woman over the course of 6 weeks? You know what I'm saying?
I
No.
guess it all boils down to ratings. It's like, do people want to see that? Do people want to see a black guy? Actually, you know what? Logically, I guess people would rather see a black guy dating his own kind than dating, but then people won't tune in. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man, because
I don't know.
white people like watching black stuff. They
Yeah.
they they like white people watch Martin.
No, but
White
I
people
think
love Eddie Murphy.
there's
White
some sort
people
of,
love Insecure.
yeah, they like
They listen to hip hop.
sports.
They like
Yeah.
so I don't think there's an issue with like white people not wanting to see black romance on TV because they go to the movies and watch the
So
same
so
movies as us.
so maybe I should have rephrased it. There's a fear from
Yeah,
executives because of
yeah,
racism that this won't do well. So then they put a
yeah.
spin on it. So I guess that's your own implicit bias that causes you not to go with something because of your own fear, and
Yeah,
not
because
actually the reality.
yeah, because if you look at Insecure, like the majority of their fan base is actually white women. The majority of Shonda Rhimes' fan base is white women. Fucking Tyler Perry and his shit is white people. And it's like, yo, white people have no problem watching black stories. It's those old white executives that don't want to put the shit out there because they're stuck in that 1975, 1960 fucking Bob Newhart, Mary Tyler Moore bullshit. Instead of, realizing that, white people, just like black people, just like Asian people, we want to see everyone's stories. You know what I'm saying? Like when I watch TV, I like to see black people on TV, but I also like white folks and their stories. I like Asian stories. I like watching fucking foreign language shit for I fucking love Bollywood shit. Don't judge me. I love Bollywood shit, man. Like I like all that. And it's like we want to see new stories. We want to see something different. Like we're tired of seeing the same old shit. And it's like just bro, if you got a fucking show and it's about romance, and if you can look at the statistics and see who tends to go with who, it's like if you have like a black woman on there and it's like white dudes, statistically that'll match up. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But don't put a fuck. You know what? You know what? Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! I get it now. I get it now, right? Because he was a former NFL player.
Yeah,
That's
so
why they
he's
had
white.
so many white. That's why they had so many white girls on there. You know what?
Oh,
The Basher,
I didn't realize he was a sports
yes,
guy. I
he
didn't
was a
realize that.
former NFL player, so that's why they. God damn it! You know what? They were just doing. They were just going by the
They
stats
actually
then.
did the proper research
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that's the
They
case.
they fucking they did the research, man. They had the fucking the testing group, and they were like, no, 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 no. We don't want to see that shit. We don't want to see Russell Wilson and fucking Sierra. Uh-uh.
Yeah.
We want to see Kanye. Shout out to Kanye.
But
You
at
know
the
what
end
I'm
of the
saying?
day, like I don't really care though. Like I feel like date who you want to date, love who you want to love. It's when you start to see blatant racism and
Yeah.
stuff, that's where it blurs the line for me. So like I could care less. Like my kids, I don't care if they marry Indian, Chinese, whatever, Catholic, Jewish, makes no difference to me. I want everybody to find happiness. I don't want to be like, well, because your dad likes black women, that you should. That you got to find your own, you know what I mean? Your own way
All
of
right.
life.
So now I gotta ask you, man,
Yes, sir.
because everybody's cool with. I'm cool with. Everybody's cool with your kids dating somebody of a different race. But what about when they bring the same gender home for Thanksgiving? You know how we are when it comes to that. You know how we
So
are when it comes to
it's
that.
so what I could say is one of those things that, you're not pro, like I'm not pro anything, because only because, like, I want my kids, to have grandkids, or possibly, and as I'm not familiar with that lifestyle, but you cross that bridge when it gets to it. I would
Yeah.
never let it divide me as a parent. I
Mm.
think that's where you fail. I think if you say, because I don't think any guy grows up and says, oh, I want my son to be gay. You know what I mean? Because you want your son to be like you and be heterosexual. But if he is, it's one of those things that I'd be like, all right, well, I have to learn to figure this out and navigate this, because I never want to offend my son nor offend his lifestyle and still have a relationship with it. And at the end of the day, the way I look at it is like, I hate Brussels sprouts, so I don't ever have to eat them. Like, I'm never gonna be gay, so I
Yeah.
never have to deal with the gay lifestyle. Only thing I have to do is be accepting of it. I don't have to do anything
You
other
know
than just
what?
say, hey.
So I gotta stop you there. You
Mhm.
don't have to be accepting of it. I think that's
No,
where
no,
we go
no.
wrong.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think, well, not even accept,
No,
but I think you
you
should
just
be
have to be
open
tolerant. You
minded.
got to be tolerant. You don't have to be open minded, right? You got to be tolerant, right? That's all the law says. You got to be tolerant. So, and
But I think if it's your child, you should be accepting of it, because it's something that they're going to partake in.
you don't have to. It's like if your kid sells drugs, do you have to accept that if they do something that you don't agree with?
But I
And
think
I'm
that's a
just
little
I'm just
different.
playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I think that's a little different, because you're comparing like an illegal activity to somebody, like, everybody deserves to find love. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody
Ev-
doesn't
Everybody
deserve.
deserves to everybody deserves to get high.
Nah, I mean,
I'm
if
joking. I'm
yeah, I
joking.
can't
I'm
compare.
joking.
I can't compare the two. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
also too because, like, I guess because I can't relate to it. Like, I can't relate to a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I'll give you an example. I've never, as a light skinned black guy, I've never dated a white woman. Never. Never hung out with one.
For
Never.
real?
I'm dead serious. Never
You
dated
ne-
one. Never kissed one.
you ne-
My
you
wife is
never
the closest thing
put
to
put
that,
your
and
toe
she's
in the
mixed.
pool, bro? Not even a little bit, not.
Nada.
Oh my
Nope.
god.
Not at
Listen,
all.
man. Let me tell you, you're missing out, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like it's the same thing. I have nothing against it. It's all
Yo.
good. Different strokes for different folks. But it's just at
Yo. Shout
it
out
just
to the white listeners.
yeah, yeah. It just I guess I can't say that it wasn't for me, because I've never experienced it, but at the same time, I almost look at, like, being gay, like it's something that I haven't experienced it. I'm not attracted to men, and I hope I never will be, because I'm married to a beautiful woman, and I love my current lifestyle. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to walk around and, like, I always look like everybody's looking for happiness at the end
Mhm.
goal. Like, if you're out doing craziness and wild, like, you could be out, like the guy that killed all those people, he's a heterosexual doing craziness. So
Yes,
it can go
he's an
both
incel.
ways.
Yeah.
Yes, it can go both ways. I just think people demonize that lifestyle. I don't want to demonize it. I want you to just find your happiness the same way I found mine, and we could all coexist.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, my take on it is like this, man. Like the same, like, because we have to, like, acceptance and tolerance is two different things, right? And like acceptance is being pro something. It's like, yo, I'm accepting this into my shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though I may not understand and agree with it. Being tolerant just means that you're gonna be respectful. You're like, you can do whatever you want, and I respect your desire to do that, and that's your right, and I'm never gonna stop you. I just don't understand it or agree with it, and that's all it is, man. Like it's like religions, right? We may not agree with people's religious, choices, but it's like, yo, do you? Because at the end of the day, you deserve to walk your path, just like same-sex marriage, right? I think that everybody deserves to be equally fucking miserable. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a dude and you want to marry a dude, you get to suffer just like I do. If you're a woman, you want to marry a woman, you get to suffer because that's what marriage is. Marriage is fucking suffering. Marriage is fucking suffering. That's it. So if you're gay and you want to get married, be prepared to suffer. That's all,
Yeah.
man. I
You don't
don't.
think yet you're never gonna cross that road again that you said suffering?
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
Rihanna.
Yeah. That's it.
Will you marry
Wow.
me?
You
Will
shooting for the
you?
stars. Yeah, you
Hey
shooting for the
man,
stars.
aim for the A. Listen, no, I'm joking. I would definitely get married again. Listen. I thought I was at several points after I got divorced, but I'm a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Yeah,
now my
word.
thing is, let me tell you, man. Like, the whole gay son thing that used to be a fear of mine, right? And then I realized that'd be super convenient. Here's
No,
why:
but it
because
is.
he's never going to come home and get a girl pregnant, bro. I'm not going to have to babysit my gay teenage son's fucking kid. So I'm like, yo, if you want to be as gay as you want. I only have one rule, oh, two rules. If I got a gay son, right? Rule number one: you have to play some kind of fucking sport or something competitive that I can cheer you on, right? You got
Yeah,
to do something.
he'll
Like,
be like figure skating, and then what
I
do you
don't,
do?
dude, I don't, then I'll be like fucking Will Ferrell in Blades of Glory. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be out there right with him. I don't give a fuck. As long as you do something whether it's chess, music, art, I don't give a shit. I just have to, just like any dad would want, you want to be your kid's biggest cheer. You want to be your biggest supporter. So that's all, man. Like, if my kid was gay and wanted to wear makeup or straight, listen, that motherfucker's gonna have a YouTube channel. All right. I'm telling you right
Like
now.
James Charles, just
You
killing it.
goddamn right. You think I'm not gonna have my fucking my gay son out here like fucking Bretman Rock or fucking James Charles with a fucking makeup deal? No, knowing that cisgender heterosexual women get all their beauty advice from gay dudes. Listen, if my son is gay, we fucking coming up. I'm gonna be like Floyd Mayweather Sr. If my son is gay, whatever he's doing, I'm gonna train him to be the best, and he's gonna be a fucking millionaire at doing that shit. The other rule, right, is no cheeks will get clapped in my house. You know what I'm saying?
I
You
mean, you would
not
probably have the same
thou
rule
shut.
regardless if he was gay or not, right?
Uh, no, no, I wouldn't. And here's why. I'm listen, double fucking standard, bro. That's where my heart is going to get broke. If I know I taught my son how to ride a bike and I walk into my son's room and he's riding Mike, I can't fucking do that, bro. I can't be like that. Yo, that'll break my heart. Same thing with my daughter, right? So if my daughter, and I hope I have a gay daughter, my daughter has to be gay and she has to be butch. Let me tell you a secret. I thought my sister was gay, and I was so fucking heartbroken when she wasn't because she never had a boyfriend. She played softball. She threw shot put. I was like, yo, classic fucking lesbian, right? I'm thinking we're gonna like go to bars and shit and pull chicks, right? When she gets of age. No, she went and got a fucking boyfriend and got married. You know how heartbroken I was? You know what I'm saying? So, Yanni, you hurt me when you came out as straight. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think I think
Like,
it's for girls, it's easier to accept. I think for guys, it's just like a harder, like for some reason, I guess I don't know.
pause.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
strange, like if
I'm
you
cool.
found
I
yeah,
mean, I'm cool, bro. Just like, yo, back in the day, the Spartans were gay. The Spartans took a lover, right? So the Spartans, like in the army, in the Spartan army, they had a male lover, and that's why they fought so hard because they were defending the life of their loved one, bro. That's like actual fucking facts. And it's like,
that's
yo,
insane.
yes. And so it's like, man, I'm cool, bro. Be gay. But if you're gay, you're gonna be fucking Tom Brady. You're gonna be the Tom Brady of this gay shit. Like, you want to be the best. You know what I'm saying? So I listen, fam. Like, whatever you choose to do, I'm gonna be behind you 100% because I'm gonna have to be because there's always gonna be that person saying, "Oh, well," like trying to talk shit because he's gay, and I'm like, yeah, like my son's gay, but he just fucked your kid on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
word.
that's it, man. But yeah, like if I have a gay daughter, I'll be happy. I'll be in heaven, man, because then that means, if she has kids, it'll be because it was a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the difference to me. I feel like gay women still look to have families, so I'd be fine
yeah,
because I could still be a grandpa. On the
yep.
counterpart, gay men don't look to do that.
Gay men are out here just like straight men, just fucking, bro. Salute to y'all, man.
Exactly.
Salute to
Yeah,
y'all.
they're out
You
there
know what
just
I'm
killing
saying?
it,
Like,
and it's all good. That would be my only concern. Like, man, I may not have any offspring or any grandkids, and that's their own choice. You could have heterosexual kids that don't go that route, but
yeah,
it's one of those things that as a parent, you always look like, man, I wonder if my kids are gonna have kids, and I get to do all the things that my parents do for my kids. So you look forward to that. That'd be but that's like I said, that's my own self reflect. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I think I remember like growing up where I'm from, Asbury Park. I'm not gonna say every, 95% of the dudes you grow up there super homophobic, right? Because you're like taught to just hate gay people or make fun of gay people, shit like that. And it hit like the shit hit home for me when I found that I had a relative that was gay. I had a uncle. Had an uncle that was gay. Rest in peace to him. I had an uncle that was gay, and I loved him. Right? Like I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And you know, my grandmother's like breaking it down to me, and I'm like, well, he's never done anything wrong. Why would
Mhm.
somebody hate him? Right? And I'm like, and I'm a child. I'm like 11, 12 years old at this point, right? And I'm like, well, why the fuck would anybody hate him, you know, for being gay? Because this is like back when the day, like St. Patrick's Day, when you would be you're gay on St. Patrick's Day, you get your shit beat, like you get fucking jumped and shit, and that was like some normal shit. And I want to say that's what happened. And I'm like, why the fuck would somebody do that to anybody? And I'm like, holy shit. I'm being taught that right now. And it's not in the home. Like, you know, my dad is my mom, they're friends with everybody. I'm being taught that by the environment, you know, like in school, you know, or the people I'm around, things like that. And it's like, fuck, man, like I'm no different than those dudes that are like beating up my uncle for just liking dudes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, man. So I learned at an early age that you know, like that shit, like, and you're still young, so you don't get it. So it's still kind of funny to say someone's gay because it's like it's my friend. Of course, I'm saying he's gay. Like
Yeah,
we're playing Mortal Kombat and he's fucking me in the ass right now. So yeah, I'm gonna call him the F word. You know what I'm saying?
see,
But
here's my take on it, right? And people don't realize this. Women are actually more homophobic than men are.
I agree.
Here,
I
and
agree.
here's my argument.
I
Here's my
agree.
argument, right? Because if you have a female counterpart, and let's say she has a a gay experience, she is not shunned by the world. She can
Mhm.
go on and go back to a guy. She can have a relationship. She could even be a phenomenal mom. Let you slip up and have one crazy night, not only do men think that you're wild, but now you're deemed lesser than by women. So it
Yeah.
makes it become the worst taboo for a guy to become gay, only because of what women will think of you. Because you ask the average, if you took a poll of 100 women and said, hey, if you found out your husband, had an affair, but he cheated with a guy, would there be any resolution? Guarantee you 90% of those women would say no. And if you ask them the same thing to a man, he would say, yeah. And that's the thing, because they're so, and as much as women are like, oh, we have gay friends and this, it's the moment a man has an interaction with another man, you're deemed lesser than, and
Yeah.
that breeds so that's why it is an insult when somebody calls you gay or a faggot or all this stuff, because all you're doing is to look to defend yourself, because once you're in that little, you're nothing. No female wants you. You can't get a wife. You can't date. So it's the worst insult,
Yeah.
caused by women.
Yeah. Even having like a gay friend or an associate will get you. They'll be like, oh well, why do you have a gay friend?
Yeah,
Because
you
that's my
are you
that's
gay?
my dude. It's like
Yeah,
it's
it's like
like
I grew up with him. Yeah,
it's
it
the
could be whatever. It could be a cousin.
ultimate fucking wingman. It's like we're gonna go
Yes.
out and he's never gonna want chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like ultimate wingman. You know, you can go. I listen. I've had this happen before where I've broken up with somebody over this kind of shit. You know, like that put so much like paranoia in her fucking head because we're like first off in the Navy and the military, you like if you're a person of color, you hang out with everybody, and then like being in Hawaii, super,
Yeah, it's
super,
diverse. Yeah,
super,
of course.
super, super fucking liberal and progressive and out and free with all that kind of stuff. So you see it everywhere, and it's so normal to you. It's so normal to you. So like I'm so you so like if you're with like a group of people, let's say you were like it's like you and three of your boys and y'all out with eight girls, they're gonna want to go to a gay club, right? And you'll go and have a good time, right? But then um I've been involved with people and they like I'll tell them that they're like, why would you go to a gay club? I was with eight chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, and
exactly.
it was across the street from the other shit. And we went there and danced with girls and had a good time. And then I smashed two chicks. I'm not saying I did. I would never do that. But I'm just saying that's the kind of thing that happens in Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like that. And they're still questioning you because you set foot in that kind of establishment or you like allow some of that energy. It's like, yo, it doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So
Like nobody's fucking slap me in the face with a dick while I'm ordering a fucking, Douce and lemonade. Like, no, like they're dancing, minding their business. I'm dancing, minding my business. Is no different than a straight club. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So,
the reality is that that girl is worried about what people are going to think about her
hmm
and what could be possible about you, which is on the counter. If somebody thought your girl was gay, it'd be as simple as like, no, she's not gay. It's
Yeah,
literally that's it. Or yeah, or she had an experience back in the day, and that'd be about it. But it's so taboo to females because now it's like, all right, that can't be my husband. There's
yeah,
no return from that. Like
no,
whereas there's a return from women, like they could say they could bounce back and forth and just say, oh, I kissed a girl. If you even kiss the guy, you don't even have to go that far. It could have just been like, oh man, you said a guy was good looking, and then women are questioning your manhood.
yeah,
That's where I think the root of it lies for. Like I always grew up and I thought I'm like, you know what? Men are just like hyper homophobic. And then I started to step back and I'm like, why are we actually like that? I'm
yeah,
like, nah, it's because you need to get a mate and you're
exactly.
concerned. Yes, you're looking for a mate and you're looking for, so that's where you start to, you beat on your chest and then think that you're
Yeah,
not
it's
gay
like
and you're
it's like
doing
it's
all
like
this.
you're not worthy of reproducing.
There you
That's what
go.
it is. You're not
And of
worthy
course,
of reproducing, and
and it's
you
funny.
know,
I asked my wife that one time. I said, "Listen, I said, if you ever found out that this," I said, "would you?" And she goes, "No, I couldn't. I couldn't go." She goes, "We wouldn't be able to work it out."
mm,
And I was like, "Interesting." And it's
wow,
her own opinion. And I can't blame her for that because that's what society created. You know, but on the opposite, I'd actually prefer that than somebody plugging you. You know what I mean?
yo, oh my god, I had some in my head, and I'm gonna leave it there. But women, goddamn man, and I don't want to like get on women, but I will say this. That also goes when it comes to sexual assault and sexual trauma in men, especially in black men. Women will use that against you. You know what I'm saying? I've had that happen to me before. And that's why a lot of times we don't go to seek help or we don't talk about it because it can be used against us. And me personally, I've had it used against me before by opening up to someone, to a partner, that I had some past childhood sexual trauma, and then that was used against me in an argument. And then it's like, yo, bro, I thought we was like,
Yeah,
you
yeah, of
you can't
course.
do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? But that's the thing, man. So women, I love you guys, but y'all gotta chill on that toxic shit. Watch Insecure. They have a great episode about that. Molly loses a good guy because he happened to let a dude blow him in college. You know what I'm saying? It's not that big of a deal. Y'all make out with girls on a regular fucking basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all be bragging about getting y'all cat ate. What the fuck? Yo, listen, why are you jealous that two bros are playing Xbox? You know what I'm saying?
That's the weird.
I hate Black Mirror, all right? Anthony Mackie. He fucked it up for all of us. You know what I'm saying? He
Say no more.
ruined it. He ruined it for all of us, man. Yeah, but there's a new war. There's a new beef. All right, you've had great rivalries in music and entertainment. You've had Jay Z and Nas. You've had LL Cool J and Cannabis. You've had Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly. And now,
You really
now,
going out on a limb on this, huh?
listen. Let's get ready to rumble because now you have the greatest beef that we did not need at all. You have Cardi B and Candace Owens. All right. So you have absolutely two people on the opposite end of the spectrum, right? Opposite ends of the spectrum. And now they have come to a head because of WAP. All right. Because of that that wetness, right? So Candace Owens is, criticizing Cardi B and liberal media for allowing them to perform WAP at the Grammys. And, Cardi B is going to fire back. She's from the Bronx. You're not going to be able to say shit without her, defending herself. Rightfully so. But here's where the issue for me lies, right? It's not about them two beefing. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Nobody gives a shit, right? But here's the thing. There was a Photoshop tweet about Candace Owens' husband, her husband cheating on her and sleeping with her brother. And it was a clearly Photoshop tweet that had been, around, already been debunked, disproved, and shit like that. Cardi B referenced that and put that out to her 60 million fucking followers, and then continued down that path to accuse her husband of sleeping with her brother. And the problem with that is, first off, you got to say allegedly because you can't prove it. And then the tweet was proven to be photoshopped, and now Cardi B can be sued for libel, right? And I'm not mad, even though I don't like Candace Owens. I am not mad at her for threatening to sue Cardi B for spreading false information like that. And the reason is because That's some personal sensitive shit. And when it's not true and you're putting it out to 60 million people like it is, like you don't think that her husband has to deal with that? You know what I'm saying? Or her brother has to deal with that? Like people aren't gonna fucking flood their shit and essentially harass them. And God, I hate siding with Candace Owens. The only thing I'm agreeing upon is that the tweet was fake, and that if you're putting that out there, you can be sued for libel. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only thing about that. Your take on the battle of the fucking century, Candace
I
Owens.
mean, to me, they're possibly like both the worst representation for black people in general. So it's like,
Yes, I agree.
I,
Cardi B's not black, so let's not throw her in there.
yeah, but I mean, she's like, if you're gonna go down a rabbit hole, she's Afro Latino, whatever you want to give the politically correct label
She
these
didn't say
days.
she was Afro Latino until she got told she was Afro Latino. So
Yeah, but
until she says, I'm Afro Latino and can explain to me why she's Afro Latino,
yeah,
you can be Dominican,
but
because we
see,
know how they feel about blacks anyway. So
so here's the thing: as much as you want to say that she's not, she's representing black culture. So people are gonna always just throw her down that rabbit hole and say these are two black women going at each other, and it's to me, it's like I could care less about either one of them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Is she wrong? But it's like they both been throwing jabs at each other like since Trump was trying to get elected. You know what I mean?
yo,
Is that why you're being such a bitch?
yo,
Yeah.
listen, I appreciate the back and forth between them, but like don't put yourself in a situation where you can get sued. Like just say shit, just say you're ugly or your perm is bad or your music is trash. You know what I'm saying? Say your book is garbage. But when you start like if Candace Owens were to come out and say something about her daughter or her husband who's actually cheated, oh God, you know what the fuck would happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we've seen Cardi B get into a fist fight with fucking Nicki Minaj. We've seen Cardi B attack two strippers. You know what I'm saying? So if Candace Owens were to say something about her family, we know what type of reaction that would get. So it's like, yo, keep the family shit out of it. Keep, like, yeah, hey, if you bras want to fucking argue and fight and get in a bra and panties match like it's fucking 1998 WWF, you know what I'm saying, with fucking Jim Ross and goddamn Jerry Lawler calling it, that's fine with me, man. But, keep the families out of it, because once you do that, you will get fucking sued. Like, you will get sued. Yeah, that's just, my take on it. Fucking A,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the fact that these two even get any airtime is just like whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
Yo, let me tell you.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, bro. Like, it's fucking crazy, because it's like, yo, like, I, we have to, women, I love you. Women, I love you. I love you. You guys have to pick better role models. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like, stop putting people as goals that aren't really goals.
It's like
Like,
polarizing spectrums too, because you figure
yeah,
like white people love Candace Owens
yeah,
and black people love Cardi B, which are
yeah.
both dumb. It's like you guys are both
they're
just as
both they're
dumb.
both fucking whack
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
like if you look at, like, like they'll elevate Cardi B or they'll elevate Kim Kardashian or they'll elevate like some other fucking person like Paris Hilton. Like, yo, there's so many like cool women
Yeah.
out here to like get
And I
behind
mean, I
that are
respect
doing
the
great
hustle.
shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
respect the
respect the
hustle.
hustle. You
Yes,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
it. That's the only
But
thing I
at the same
respect is the
time,
hustle.
like, every hustle ain't a good hustle, man. It's like
I agree.
there's a difference between a surgeon and a stripper. Both making money, both putting food on the table, but one has a little bit more prestige than the other. So it's like, yo, when you have women out here like Angela Rye, you know what I'm saying? You have women out here like Stacey Abrams. They should be goals. You know what I'm saying? Like Keisha Lance Bottoms, Michelle Obama, they should be goals. You should be putting their relationship up, not fucking, Cardi B and fucking Offset. And no disrespect to Cardi B and Offset, but it's like, yo, they just had too much, drama in the public, right? They're young, they're in their 20s, so you're gonna have that kind of shit. But it's like, yo, like, put somebody up that's goals, that has been, doing good things for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all, man. That's all. I like, trust me. My only concern with this is the legal aspect of Candace Owens, because she's sued in the past before, because when she couldn't get into a college, she sued for discrimination against her because she was black, even though she says systematic racism does not exist, right? But that's the thing, man. I just don't want to see Cardi B get sued by Candace Owens. And the next thing you know, Candace Owens is, popping it on a handstand, in Cardi B's mansion. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see that at all. But when's the last time you've been on an airplane, man?
Uh, Back in June. About to go again. I'm about to make my way down to North Carolina.
Did you have
visit our bro and visit my pops?
Did you have any issues with people like not wearing masks or like want to be disruptive or unruly?
No, for the most part, everything was pretty. Like I went in kind of like the height
Yeah.
of the pandemic, so I think people were pretty much. They were nervous until I got to North Carolina. Then I realized COVID didn't exist.
Yeah, yo, listen, let me tell you what does not exist in the South: COVID and fucking equal rights. All right, so
Word.
listen, the fucking South, they were like, yo, we survived slavery. You know what I'm saying? We pushed through segregation. COVID ain't nothing. Like no one's getting lynched. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys are good.
Yeah.
Fuck a mask. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even have healthcare down there. It's fucking nuts. Me, like I'm like deathly afraid of flying. I hate flying, but I have to do it all the time. I flew recently and we had like a guy that didn't want to wear a mask, but like the whole plane turned on him and shit. So it was either put the mask on or get fucking jumped. But the FAA just came out and they said since December, only a few months ago, they've already had more than 500 cases involving unruly passengers who've had to get removed. You know what I'm saying? And they've said I want to say like 120 already been like in the past month already. And I'm like, yo, man, like I don't get it, man. Like, first off, an airplane is unsanitary as fuck, right? Like you're already breathing in recycled germs, recycled farts. It's just like being on a submarine. And it's like wearing a mask is a benefit to you because now I got to smell the badass breath from the person next to me that decided to eat tuna and drink coffee before he got in the fucking plane, and then everybody's germs aren't getting recycled. And folks are like, they're really trying to die on this I don't need to wear a mask hill. It's like, listen, if you don't want to wear a mask, don't fucking fly. You know what I'm saying? Or get something better. Get a face shield, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or get the fucking hood. Get that, right? But yo, listen, I don't want to have to fuck you up because if you don't want to wear a mask on a plane, I'm going to think you're a terrorist because you are. You are a bio fucking terrorist trying to get everybody in this motherfucker sick, right? It ain't about you. It's about us. You're trying to kill my grandmother if you don't wear a mask because you're going to give me your dirty ass fucking germs. I have a healthy immune system. I'll be an asymptomatic character. I'll go hug my grandmother and she's going to die 14 days later because you didn't want to wear a mask. So when I see people like that, I want to just be like, hey, I'm an air marshal like Wesley Snipes and just start fucking people up. But you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to get your opinion on it, man, because you're about to fly in a little bit. I'm about to fly in a little bit as well. I'm going to Atlanta. You're going down to North Carolina, and we're going to be dealing with those folks that don't believe in COVID.
The problem with it is they politicized it. So it's like, imagine me getting on the airplane and I'm gonna fight with the guy over wearing my seatbelt. Like it's that stupid.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they politicize it that they're making it seem like that they're taking away a freedom.
Yeah.
Or you should have a freedom of like choice to be like negligent. But it's like you don't in some circumstances. Like you can't drink and drive a car. So they've taken away that freedom to say, hey, because this is dangerous and you could possibly kill yourself, we're not gonna allow you to do that. That's happened in so many. It's like when you drive your car, you have to like
it happened with seatbelts.
Yeah.
It happened with windshield wipers, everything, man. Like
it's for the benefit, and that's the way I look at it. Like, do I want to walk around wear a mask all the time? No, but at the same time, I look at it like, all right, you know what? God forbid if I got somebody sick or somebody was, I would feel awful. So it's like I try to just do my part or play my part. Like, but you know what? I guess in a land where you've been like minorities, we're used to this. We're used to being complicit and following the rules. It's just when you see other people that they have to now be complicit and start to follow the rules and do things, it's now you're taking away freedoms. It's like this has been my whole life.
Yeah, because first it was like they took our jobs. Now it's they took our air. Bro, just put a fucking mask on. Just
at the end of the day, I salute it. It's the first time I can wear a hoodie and a face mask and people actually look at me and go, hey, he's doing the right thing.
Exactly.
It's like shocking.
Yo, fam, because it's like I wear my mask now. I got my shit right here, man.
Got a
Fuck,
black hoodie and a
people.
black mask. I look like a
Yo,
ninja.
yeah, I got my
Nobody.
shit. Shout out to the Black Republic. My man Bleep the Bastard over at On This Data Hip Hop .com over on IG. Check him out. This is some of his merch, man. I support those who support me, man. So check his shit out. You know, I got all types of masks. I have my own. I remember back in March, I knew this face mask shit was going to be a real deal, and I got face masks made when I was in Hawaii. And I tried to tell people this is going to be a normal part of our everyday shit. You will wear masks for at least the next 2 years. And folks didn't want to believe me. And then 2 months later, they came out and said masks are mandatory everywhere. Like, if you've been overseas to Asia, Japan,
normal.
Korea, it's
No, I know.
normal as fuck because they learned from, H1N1, avian flu, things
Yeah,
like that.
pandemics. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta wear a mask. In America, like we're so fucking arrogant. We're like, yo, I don't care if I'm gonna kill you. I'm not gonna wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, just fuck it. That's that American and I don't want to just say American. This is what I told my my history professor. I said it's Aryan arrogance. You know what I'm saying? It is Aryan arrogance in America that makes us not want to do shit like wear a mask, or makes us just be oblivious to racism and shit like that. It's based on having so much freedom and so much power and the ability to do anything that you want. When somebody is trying to hold you to a fucking standard that everybody else is held to, you're like, no, what? I gotta wear a mask. What the God? You want to write your fucking congressman. They're storming Capitol buildings. They're storming federal buildings about wearing masks. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Yeah, they start reading the Constitution.
Yeah,
which it has nothing to do. It's like, just don't be retarded.
Listen, I'm as American as anybody else, if not more American. You know what I'm saying? Because I served 20 years in this country, and I'll be the first to tell you that the Constitution is fucking bullshit. Because first off, it did not acknowledge minorities. It didn't acknowledge women. You know what I'm saying? So listen, we know who this shit was for. The Constitution was written by white Anglo-Saxon Protestant men, right? So if you were a Catholic, the Constitution wasn't for you because you were getting fucked up like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the Irish that were indentured servants down in Virginia. Just look up Bacon's Rebellion. You know what I'm saying? Just look that shit up right there. That'll tell you who America was built for. Just look up, how we treated everybody that wasn't Protestant white male. And listen, man, I don't want to go on no fucking Constitution ramble, but shout out to a piece of paper. Just like George Bush said, it's a goddamn piece of paper, but it's a document that we have to hold people accountable to. Like, it's the rules set that we agreed to play on. You know what I'm saying? So we can't fucking cheat. We got to hold everybody to the same standard, but that's all I got to say about that, man. I don't really want to fly, but I'm going to fly. I'm getting vaccinated and I'm still going to wear a mask, when I go to this wedding. And I'm glad that my friend, he said that it will be a mask requirement at this wedding, man. So
just got my first vaccination today, bro.
Yeah, man. How you feel, man? You dead yet?
No, I feel normal. I took the they gave me the Pfizer, so I got to go back in 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Shout out to the vaccine. Shout out to the vaccine, because let me tell you, man, like, people are like turning this shit down, and that's fine too, right? But don't criticize me because I choose to get vaccinated, man. Like,
well, I mean, in the Black community, there is a stigma because things like historic things have happened to Black people.
Mhm.
So I do understand why there is a little stigma. But the way I look at it is like, back in the day, you could have covered it up and I didn't have the right to sue. Now it's like, I'm going to get paid. So if you want to make me be the test monkey and have me rich for generations, I'm the first to sign up.
Yeah, because like, what's going on now?
You can't
What's
sweep it
going
under the rug. Yeah, you're not gonna sweep this under the rug.
Hell no, man.
Can't
Like,
happen.
what's going on now is that people are like, they're pulling up like the CD. My boy, God bless him, I love him. Really, really smart dude. And we're talking about this today. And it's not like a argument. It's just a exchange of ideas. And he's, showing us on the CDC, you can go up and pull up all the COVID vaccine deaths, right? People that got the COVID vaccine and died within a certain period of time, right? And you can go and look up these stats and see it's a bunch of fucking people. And you look at the ages, they're like all 65 and up. And it's like, well, they were probably gonna die anyway because they're old as shit. And you can see why they died. And it's like, oh, they had a respiratory problem or they had this. Normally some kind of underlying condition. And everybody thinks that this shit is new. No, you can go back and look at every vaccine that we've ever put out and look at everybody who's died from this shit. That happens every fucking time. Every year, the flu vaccine kills thousands of people. Like, this is not new. What's new is the size and the scale, and then the visibility. You know, like normally we don't think twice about getting a flu vaccine. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, yo, the virus has been politicized. So now, like, getting the vaccine or not getting the vaccine is a political statement. And it's like, no, man, I'm just trying to not kill your family. That's
Yeah,
like,
you know what the reality is? I would imagine that a lot of minorities don't get the flu vaccine. Like I've always
maybe.
got it because my wife works in the medical field, but it
Yeah.
never dawned upon me. Then I started thinking around. I'm like, I wonder if this person I know gets it. I wonder if this person I know gets it. And I would imagine if I started asking people that I know that are like peers of mine, guaranteed they don't get the vaccine.
Well, I know a lot of the folks that I know that are that are reluctant to get the vaccine. They didn't have access to healthcare growing up, so they're the folks that don't ever go to the doctor. You know, and it's like people like that don't get normal checkups, didn't have access to healthcare growing up, things like that. They are a lot of the ones that are pushing this like anti-vaccine shit, man. And that's like my biggest concern is like, bro, like you don't even have a primary healthcare provider. You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to give like medical advice. Like the folks that, like, I know folks that have a lot of experience or knowledge, or they've done their own independent research, and they're giving very valid points about the pros and cons of the vaccine. And I'm always welcome to entertain that discussion and exchange ideas. I'm never going to tell anybody what to put into their body. You know, never. I'm not going to say get a vaccine. I'm not going to say do what you listen, bro. It's your body, but just be respectful of other people's choices to protect themselves, and then to attempt to protect others. Like don't be outside the fucking CVS protesting because I'm getting a vaccine, or don't say shit to me because I'm at a wedding and you guys don't want to wear a mask and I'm wearing a mask. Like let us be, bro. Let us be. You know, the other thing, man, like I know motherfuckers that have gone down on strippers and they're talking about don't get the vaccine.
Yeah,
I can't take advice from them, bro. Like if you went down on a stripper, you can't give me medical advice. If you're a girl and you've sucked a dude's dick after the club, you cannot give me medical advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, motherfuckers do some nasty ass shit. If you eat butthole, don't talk to me about a vaccine. You are a virus, bro. Like you are taking in, you're taking in salmonella and shit and fucking E. coli orally. You know what I'm saying? And you talking to me about a fucking vaccine, bro. Like, yo, relax, man. So whether you get the shot, whether you don't, listen, just be safe, be responsible, and please be respectful, man. That's all. But damn, fucking wet ass pussy, man. That's just my mind now, bro. Like, I can't wait to get vaccinated. I can't wait till everybody get vaccinated, man. Cause you know how, listen, everybody's been in the house, man. They got all this pent up sexual frustration and energy. Everybody's going to be whores. Everybody's going to be.
It's gonna be crazy.
They're going to be fucking, bro. They're going to be because now you got a vaccine for COVID. You got PrEP for like HIV, so nobody gets HIV anymore unless you don't have healthcare. And then they got a vaccine for herpes too. You know what I'm saying?
No way. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you can take Valtrex and never get herpes. You know what I'm saying? I learned that from a doctor. I'm not snitching on people. I learned that from a doctor because as a recruiter, you encounter people that have or may have had herpes. And my whole shit was like, well, if they have it now, how do they get rid of it? And they're like, once they take this shit and their body gets rid of it, as long as they take it, they will not get it again. So my motherfucking ass, I'm like, well, can I just take it now and use it the same way that like somebody with HIV would use a T-cell blocker? And they said yes. And I'm like, are you serious? And they're like, I'm serious. And they prescribe people that shit as well. I'm like, ho. You motherfuckers telling me that I can be out here like goddamn Jimi Hendrix, raw dogging everything. You know what I'm saying? Straight voodoo child style and not get COVID, chlamydia, or fucking herpes or HIV? Fam, shoot me up every arm. I'm trying to bring back raw dogging. You know what I'm saying? Like
you great again.
Bro, you want to make America great again? Take us back to when we could fucking raw dog. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's the real issue. How people feel about masks is how I feel about condoms. So I'm like, yo, they took
Taking away
my
your
freedom.
rights.
Yo, it's like Braveheart, bro. They can take our lives, man, but they cannot take our freedoms, man. And I'm the motherfucker that's like, yo, I'm allergic to latex. You know what I'm saying? That's a lie. I'm just like, yo, let's just go get a test. Let's go get an STD test because, listen, I'm sorry, mom. I know you're listening. I'm sorry. But listen, condom sex is fucking trash. I don't know why people act like condom sex is fucking like okay. Condom sex is trash. It's fucking garbage. You know what I'm saying? So if there was a shot that you could get to eliminate all that shit, would you get it?
No, of course, but I mean, dude, I've been with my wife so long.
Oh,
I
you're
don't even.
married, man. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God,
dude.
fucking married
Yeah,
guys. You know
yeah,
there's
yeah.
married guys that use condoms, bro?
Yeah. But I got 4 kids, so apparently no.
Yo, nah. Well, I'm saying you can get
No, there are.
birth control or get vasectomy, things like that, man. Like I don't know. I have a kid now, so obviously my strategy didn't work. I was like, yo, I'm pulling out. That didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That was my fault. It was Halloween and I was drunk.
Yeah. I'm like when my kids start learning about sexual education, I'm like, dad is a prime example of pulling out doesn't work
Yo.
because you guys wouldn't be here.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Sure.
You ever seen the movie called Teeth?
No.
There's a movie called Teeth, and it's about a girl who has teeth in her vagina. And when people try to have sex with her, she bites off their wiener with her vagina teeth. That's what I'm going to tell my kids. I'm going to say that you have teeth in your vagina, or if I have a son, you have teeth in your butthole, and that's what chops a turd off. And we're like, yo, if somebody goes in you before you're 18, you're going to cut somebody's shit off.
Yeah. That's you gotta have them living in fear.
Yes, that's how you fucking teach kids fear, not love, fear. You know what I'm saying? That's the real rule, man. But let's be serious for a minute, man. I know you're big into investing. You sending fucking texts about, Ethereum and Bitcoin and what's going on. And we're talking about this fucking secret Roblox fucking pack we're going to make and make $1 billion with Roblox and shit, right? So Cash App, do you know that Cash App now allows you to send Bitcoin for no fee, person to person, peer to peer? You can send Bitcoin through Cash App.
That's the smartest thing that they ever did. So what people complain about, like you're purchasing all the Bitcoin, is you're purchasing all these cryptocurrencies, but you actually never own it.
Correct.
So Cash App is one of the first companies that's actually saying, okay, now you're going to purchase Bitcoin. You actually are owning your Bitcoin, which is like the whole purpose of it. It's like an encrypted format that's not regulated. But
Yeah.
you have like a Robinhood that even though you're purchasing this encrypted format, you technically don't own it. You're almost like borrowing it, holding it on their application. But if you wanted to send it to somebody, you can't. It's just strictly within that platform. They had it locked
Yeah.
down. You know what I
Like
mean?
I can't spend it, man.
No, you can't spend it. You
spend it,
can't
bro.
use it. The only thing you could do is it can gain value. You can convert it back to dollars and then spend that money. But the
Yeah.
fact that Cash App actually did this, you're going to see, I guarantee you're going to see a lot of brokerages and a lot of, it's basically, it's going to become a worldwide adopted format.
Yeah,
Which
one
I want
bank
to say it's
already
great for
did.
everybody.
Yeah, so I want
Yep.
to say Bank of America already accepted Cash App. Let me not fucking misspeak. So my boy fucking flames the shit out of me saying, "Oh, it wasn't Chase. It was actually TD Ameritrade or some weird shit." I want to say banks accepting Cash App. I mean accepting banks accepting Bitcoin. Yeah, so Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is one of the first biggest banks to accept Bitcoin. You also got USAA, they accept Bitcoin, Revolut in the UK, the National Bank of Canada, JP Morgan, and they accept Bitcoin as well. So this is huge to me because me, I'm I do things that are illegal sometimes, right? And we don't trade money in currency. We like to trade Bitcoin. And when you're going online purchasing things, you don't want to have things coming off of your fucking your bank card or your credit card. I need to be able to make encrypted fucking purchases. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're dealing with a lot of foreign entities that don't want to deal with the currency rates, they just want to get paid in Bitcoin. It's like, yo, so it's like you would go like to Coinbase and purchase coins or purchase Ethereum and trade them like that. But now with this, they're like, yo, just cash at me this amount and we can provide this service. And I'm like, yo, that's fucking great because now that means I'm tipping these strippers in Bitcoin now. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yo, pull your phone out, swipe them. I'm making it rain Bitcoins. I'm never carrying cash again. It's all Bitcoins now, man. Like they have Bitcoin ATMs now. You know what I'm saying? Where you can go to an ATM and purchase fucking Bitcoin. Or you can purchase another cryptocurrency, Ethereum as well. And to me, that's like the future. Like
Oh, it is the future.
when we're talking about fucking like Star Trek and Star Wars, and they're like, oh, I got a million credits and shit, like on a goddamn video game. That's what we're going to, man. Is like
Of
a
course.
universal standard of money, and
Yeah,
I'm
the
happy
dollar's
with
gonna
that,
become
man.
irrelevant. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely gonna become irrelevant.
yeah, because I mean, like the whole like the value of a dollar and making it the gold standard, that was awesome bullshit anyway. We just made that up, right? And then when we went off the gold standard, we just said, okay, this is what it's worth, and then we seen how that affects inflation and things of that nature. So it's like, yo, we got to have a universal standard, right? Europe kind of already did it with the euro, and they got everybody on board, and we're still like, we got Abraham Lincoln on a bill, like it's cool, not backed by anything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a big fan of Bitcoin, big fan of crypto. I think this is a super, super, super dope move. And listen, all you escorts out there, I'm talking to you, Atlanta escorts. When I come down to King of Diamonds, all right, just get your fucking phone ready. Give me your Cash App tag. I would drop some Bitcoin in your fucking G string. Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? That's listen for the 99 and 2000, like Juvenile said, man. But um, Russell Okung, are you familiar with him? The NFL
I
player that
am.
got. Oh my God,
Power play. Power
dude,
play.
what a fucking genius, man.
Yeah.
People thought this was the dumbest shit ever with him getting his salary, half of it in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And just to go over real quick, he had a $13 million base salary. 6.5 was converted to Bitcoin through a mobile firm called Strike. And then when they purchased the Bitcoin for him, the shares were $27,000 per Bitcoin. So he had 240 Bitcoins. That shit went to $61,000 a coin, and then right now it's about 58. So he ended up making like 14.5. He ended
I
up
know.
flipping. Listen, let me tell
If
you.
he's smart, he would hold that because Bitcoin's going to 100K. Mark my word, dude.
Yeah.
You'll see at the end of this year.
I mean, listen, if you're in the NBA right now or you're in the NFL, you're one of these young guys, you need to do that shit right there. Get half in cash or half liquid and half in like Ethereum or Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin and Ethereum did the same thing last year. Like they went up 1,000%. So like I want to say like last year, what Bitcoin was like God.
Dude,
Bitcoin,
I had it in June. It was about 10,000. I purchased about $400 of it in
yeah.
June, and it was 11,000.
Yeah,
And I sold it
yeah.
like a moron. And now it 5x, you know?
Yeah, because from this time last year to now, like it went up 1,000%. So you'd have made 10, 11 times your money, man. Like, because I want to say Ethereum was trading around 100, like 113, 115, and now it's like I went like 1,800. And then the same thing with
Nutty.
like it went up crazy. And then like Tesla had a crazy year as well. And it's like, yo, just like you should definitely get your money because if you were going to any other job, they would give you stock options. They would give you a piece of the company. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why would you not do that? Say, yo, listen, I want like, you know what? Give me fucking like if this business or this team is publicly traded, I want a piece of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want a piece of this shit, or I want my money in cryptocurrency so it could so now it's an investment. It's an investment. And I'm gonna make money. My money's gonna make money. And and bro, that's just showing we've always heard about athletes going broke, you know what I'm saying? Blowing their fucking money. You heard about, rappers doing the same shit. Now it's like, yo, you guys have the opportunity to fucking change the game. And I'm glad a lot of these guys are doing it now, man. But your thoughts on Russell Okung and his super flip and then just the future of crypto and,
No,
in the entertainment industry.
No, I love to see it. So it's one of those things that a lot of these guys they promote buying jewelry, cars, and all these different things that just don't mean anything. So
Yeah.
the fact that these guys are starting to smart up and then building generational wealth is just insane. I love it. And crypto's the future, man. Because like for too long, the dollar is only worth what they tell you that it's worth, and you don't like right now they're printing up stimulus checks and everything. So if you have your money in a savings account, you're actually going to lose money because they're printing checks and giving it out to
Yeah.
everybody every 2 months. So your money becomes worthless. But if you have it invested, it's going to grow. So like it's really the future, and I'm happy that minorities and just anybody, it's for far too long. A lot of those things have been amongst the elite. So it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what color that you are, and it's an elitist group that you have access to that. So the fact that it's being democratized is amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I opened up an investment account for all my kids. So each one of them, half their birthday money, I'm just dumping it in. When they go to ask for a car, I'm like, buy your own car. You got money in the bank. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly, man. Because we, and I'm glad you brought that up about the barriers to building generational wealth and not having access to banking or the information. Like now we see that our parents might not have been the smartest when it came to educating us about that shit, but we learned from that, and now we have the opportunity to break those generational curses and then pass that on, to the next generation. And I think why banks are so scared of going off, or just in America anyway, because like everybody else in the world is all about Bitcoin, or just cryptocurrency, but in America is because that fucking that makes the playing field even. You know what I'm
Of
saying? Because
course.
because now I can be an immigrant from fucking Mexico or South America or fucking Southeast Asia somewhere from some place that's like normally poor, but I can purchase cryptocurrency just like anyone else can. And they have their own markets and they can use our markets as well. And when I come over here, my shit's worth the same, if not more. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the big fear is like outsiders coming in and being able to gain some kind of shit on us because we're already here. And it's like, yo, man, like this shit, everything is going to even out. The universe corrects itself. And this, with cryptocurrency, that's just a course correction for the elitism and the classism that has been going on forever, where we found ways to keep people down. And then, like it's a, oh God, like cryptocurrency is a made up thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not real, right? It has no intrinsic value except the value that we put in it, right? And
Yep.
people got to understand is that what makes crypto so fucking dope is that there's a finite amount. When someone decides to make crypto, they say this is the amount, we'll make 2 million coins, right? Or we'll do whatever it is, and that's the fuck it. And then based on the demand is how the shit gets driven up. And it's like, yo, if you just watch the trajectory of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and now, with Doggy Coin, things like that, you're like, yo, the power is the people. The people put that value in that dollar. And now if we got like a global economy, which fucking people fear, right? Is this global economy? That's what this shit is doing. Is people are powering this fucking market, man. And I think it's gonna you're gonna see this huge ramp up in people having access to wealth. You're gonna see people that were traditionally not wealthy become wealthy really, really fast. And unlike, it's not going to be from celebrity. It's not going to be from I'm out here fucking catching a football or I'm fucking shucking and jiving or making you dance or making a song or I'm performing for you because that's how you had to get money before. You had to be a fucking performer, right? But now you're going to be able to have a fucking kid working at McDonald's getting paid $8 an hour that takes half his check and fucking dumps it in crypto. And that motherfucker's gonna get rich. You know what I'm saying? No stock market, don't gotta invest. He can simply put it in fucking cryptocurrencies and watch his money build in real time. And when that shit starts to dip, just pull it out and send it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy to see that, man. Like it's my daughter has an account as well. And I dump act like my publishing, goes to her and then half my royalties and shit as well. And then, like the money that I would pay in child support because I'm not a deadbeat, right? That goes to, a crypto account, you know what I'm saying? Baby moms don't know that and she don't listen, so it's all good,
Yeah,
but
smart man. That's
yeah, that's
dope,
the
man.
thing, man. It's like, because I want them to be able to benefit from things that we didn't have, and learn the lessons that we didn't learn, man. Like you want them to have a better life than you, so
Of
why not
course.
set them up super early, man? Super early. So when do you think is like the age to like get your kid like a ATM card or a debit card or just something where they can just spend money?
I'm up in the air on that. So my Olivia has a debit card, but she doesn't really use it. Typically,
She's like 25 though, bro.
yeah, anything she wants to do through, me and her mom. But it's one of those things. I think it's important to teach your kids financial literacy, and I feel
Mhm.
like my family never did it to me. It's like I learned through error,
Hell
and
yeah!
I
Oh my
a
god,
lot of
dude.
a lot of minorities learn through error instead of
Hmm.
being taught. And I think if it's one of those things that, like, I'll give you an example. My dad taught me to appreciate good music, and he
Yeah,
shared that with me. So there's some things that I don't like, I don't agree, but I could say, hey, this is good music because I was taught to appreciate that.
hmm,
The same thing we should do for finance. It shouldn't be something that it's a trial and error thing. It should be something that you're breeding your kids to say, oh, okay, if you have this amount of money, this amount you should save because all you're doing is investing in your own future. It's not
exactly.
that you're wasting or you're not using money. It's you're making it a tool that should be respected.
Yeah.
And then once that's done, then it's normal. That's the only thing that they know. So then they'll teach it and they'll continue that cycle. You know.
Yeah, cause like I know like a lot of times, I grew up in the crack era, you know what I'm saying, in the drug infested community, unfortunately. And you would see you see the dope boys, they got the cars, the jewelry, the girls and shit like that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, like even the motherfuckers that are doing the wrong thing, right? They're not dealing with cash anymore. They're all doing fucking because you can't seize that. You can't
Doing
take
crypto.
that. They're doing because they like because you're allowed to trade on foreign markets. You know what I'm saying? So if I have my shit in the Korean crypto market, right? If I have my money in the South Korean fucking, cryptocurrency market, you can't take my shit. America can't take my money. You know what I mean? And that's what they're running into now with a lot of these guys that like the motherfucker that owns Silk Road, when they try to come at him, he had all his shit in Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? A cryptocurrency. So it's like, yo, listen, if you guys are out there still selling dope, you should not be taking 20s. You know what I'm saying? Cash app that crypto, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, here's the problem. Like now, crypto's being recorded. It's like when you file your taxes. Now they want to know: do you carry like back in the day? It's just that went unnoticed.
Well, you don't
Now
have
they're
to tell
gonna at
them.
least.
You don't
No,
got to
I
tell.
mean technically,
How would they?
because
Because listen, if you're trading through like Robinhood or something like that, then yeah, they will catch you. They will. But if I'm on a foreign market, you're not catching me.
there's no way.
You're not
Interesting.
catching me.
Okay.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
yeah, I
Trust
would
me, I'm
imagine
looking.
at some point they're gonna regulate those foreign markets, and
I mean, well, we don't
they're gonna
regulate foreign banks. We don't
yeah,
regulate
you're
foreign
right.
banks,
Yeah, didn't
And
think of
so
that.
it's like, so if my money, and that's the thing, right? Normally you had to fly to the Cayman Islands. You had to fly down to Cuba and Mexico, wherever to go to get your money when you were selling dope, right? But now, if I can take my money in crypto and put it in a foreign exchange and just access it when like it's a 24-hour time to access my shit and get it liquid again, fam, yo,
Yeah, it's a whole new level. Yeah, I didn't even
listen,
think of that. Yeah, I didn't
listen,
even think of that.
listen, because I'm not gonna say I know people are doing that. I would just say that I have invested in the foreign crypto market for certain reasons that have to do with taxes. Because Robinhood will send your ass a fucking they'll, they'll send you
No,
a
I know.
tax for yeah.
No, I know. I got it.
Yep. And I'm like, ho. And even like back in the day, right? Like when you had a kid, they would tell you to get like the whole Gerber life insurance policy and you could or like the college fund, you could put money into it. And it was a good thing if you knew how to use it, right? Because you could make it a tax shelter, right? So it was good for you to hide your money in your kid's fucking life insurance policy and then withdraw it when they turn 18 and shit like that. But we've seen that backfire with some people, things like that, and it's or it does like it doesn't make enough money, and it's like, well, you can just open up an account for your kid, throw some crypto in like you've done, and they can just, like, and your kid can watch it. Your kid can watch themselves get rich. Like imagine if you bought your kid, like $500 in crypto in like 2018,
Yeah,
and
they would be
they're just like looking at their fucking money, like, yo, that's mine. Like I'm fucking rich. Like and even now with the kids, it's like Roblox went fucking public, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, what insane.
bro, and they were at, I want to say the IPO was like $49, $50, and now it's like 80 or some shit like
Double.
that now.
Yeah, double.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, bro, like if you haven't bought Roblox yet, you probably should. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to give stock tips. This isn't the fucking, Mad Money with the dude on fucking CNN just going, "Wah." No, it's not that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But there are some things that you should be looking at. Like if you use a product, you should probably invest in it. You know what I'm saying? Or if your kids use it, because kids are the tastemakers, like Fortnite is going to go public. You should invest in Fortnite when it goes public. Roblox went public for a reason. There are other these video game companies that are free to play. They are all going to go public because that is the only way to sustain themselves and not be stuck having to do all their pay transactions through fucking the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. That's why they're all going public, is because Apple and fucking Google have been taxing and taking money from them off of every fucking microtransaction. Now, if they go public, they don't gotta worry about that shit. You know what I'm saying? They can stay free to play, and they're just gonna fucking, like, you wanna invest in them. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna fucking fund them now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, that's wild, man. Imagine like if fucking Call of Duty went public, like how much, like Activision goes public, or
Yeah, yeah.
Infinity Ward goes public, fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that shit ASAP, bro. I'm on that shit ASAP, man. But speaking of you talking about finances and smart guys, there's one guy who I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say he's the best sports businessman of all time. So some people call him the GOAT in basketball. I'm gonna call him the GOAT in basketball business, and that's LeBron James, because LeBron James has bought an undisclosed amount of the Fenway Sports Group shares, and now he is an owner of not only part of the Boston Red Sox, but also their other subsidiaries, including NESN, which is a fucking broadcast network, the Roush Fenway Racing, and Fenway Sports Management. All right, so God, this is insane, bro. So because LeBron owns part of a soccer team, 2% of the Liverpool soccer franchise, which is like one of the best soccer franchises and most money making fucking soccer franchises out here. And now he's a partial owner of the Boston Red Sox. I'm pretty sure an NBA team is not too far. You know what I'm saying? And like athletes, you hear like people say, I want to buy a football team. Master P wanted to buy Reebok, or now he's saying he wants to own a HBCU. I think LeBron will be the first athlete to actually have a college. You know what I'm saying? It's actually like he already created a charter school. A college wouldn't be too hard if
It's
it's
not too
on
far-fetched.
if it's
Yeah.
online.
Yep.
He could do it 100%. But if he wanted to start an actual physical college, there are land grants out here for HBCUs. So if LeBron wanted to grab one of these fucking government land grants, he could do so and not pay tax on it. You know what I'm saying? So just saying, man.
Yeah, he's an amazing businessman. You're gonna see he's gonna emulate like a Magic Johnson that was great on the court, and then an established businessman that
Magic
becomes
was
well
the fucking
respected.
dude.
Yeah,
Magic is
and
the
then
goat, dude.
it's the same thing. He's gonna be like a Michael Jordan that like my kids don't know Michael Jordan play basketball. They know Michael Jordan as a legacy. And a lot of the kids, like they're like Michael Jordan who? They know his sneakers, they know his shoes, they know clothing, they know athletics. That eventually that's going to become LeBron James, that he's going to become bigger than basketball. And he's kind of setting himself up for that. And it's exciting
Yeah.
to see, you know?
Yeah, it's just funny, man. Like when you hear people say shit like "shut up and dribble," and you
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at the moves that he's making, it's like this guy is going to be in your kids' history books. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Like he's going to be in your kids' history books. Another guy who I think The Rock is going to be in history books as well. You know what I'm saying? Like his trajectory and the shit he's accomplished, he's gonna be one of those guys as well. And I mean, he's one of us. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, no,
you know,
he's gonna be the Rock. He worries me a little bit. I feel like he's gonna turn Ronald Reagan on us, just when he thought he
nah,
was on
nah,
your side.
not
No, he'll
man.
pull
Rock
he'll
is
pull a
about
Tiger
that life,
Woods.
bro.
Nah, he's gonna
Rock,
pull a
no,
Tiger Woods. Like you
Rock,
thought he was down with you, and then you
fam.
realize like, yo, he's not for you.
He has been about that life. His entire life. I mean, his dad was fucking Soul Man Rocky Johnson, bro. Like,
I
so
know, right?
it's not like he's like, it's not like, I don't know, man, because I don't think Tiger got that shit from his father. Like that. I don't want to say he's like self-hating. I'm just going to say not acknowledging self. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a way to say I am all these things, but in America, in society, you know what you're going to be looked at. Like you know how you're going to be labeled. So you need to be able to carry that. There's a responsibility that comes with that, man. But not a Rock. Like with all the protests and the civil rights shit, Rock has been about it. Whether it's been for Black Lives Matter and with the anti-Asian sentiment, because he's a Pacific Islander and they deal with the shit as well. And he's been super vocal about a lot of shit, like a lot of social issues, and he's been doing it in a very tactful way. You know what I'm saying? So like not being overly like jumping the gun on shit and not being like super, like trying to be like the guy in the forefront, but he's just been offering his support to the right people. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, like that motherfucker's smart. He's a fucking politician. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole people's champ shit, that's a political thing. And I'm like, that would be super easy when this motherfucker is 50 years old to be like, you know what? I'm going to run for governor of California. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Under the Republican Party, you'll see.
Nah, man. Rock, yo, let me tell you, if he ran Republican, he'd win. Cause I'd vote for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd vote for him. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Rock 2024. Joking, right? Senator Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, 2024. I said her name right this time. Yo, motherfuckers been killing me. You know what I'm saying? I pronounced the name wrong, and they've been killing me, and rightfully so, because I would hate when someone mispronounced my name. You know, so yes, yeah, fucking VP Harris, she'll have the title, she'll have the crown. You know, AOC be the vice president. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
think so? Yeah, dude,
listen,
I think that's far fetched. I mean, I would hope it's
I
right.
love AOC, man. I know she's abrasive as fuck, but I don't care. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like women that are like assertive and aggressive like
spicy.
that.
Yeah, she's
Super
spicy.
spicy, man. And people try to say shit like, oh, she's like her boyfriend's a white dude. You know how much shit he got to put up with? You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a regular white dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's a New York white dude, so he's not like regular. He's with the shits. He's been around the block. He knows because New York white people are not like everyday white people in Ohio or fucking
Yeah,
you
no,
know
I know. It's no
Oklahoma. Nah, like they know they're with the shits. They know what the fuck is up. You know what I'm saying? Most of them, unless they're a cop. You know what I'm saying? Then it's they with the mother shits. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it's like a lot of them know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. You know, shout out to her. She'll be the vice president under, you know, under President Harris. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what, or Stacey Abrams. You know, but I don't. You know, that'd be awesome as well. But
that two women platform, I don't think America's ready for it, bro.
what
But
man? What man?
Yeah.
So after Biden, you know, does his 8 years, if he makes it that long, you know, God
See, I
bless him, hope he
think
does.
unfortunately, I think he lucked into it because people hated Trump was so polarizing that people took anything.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
I don't
he
think
should have
people-
ran.
I don't think there's somebody that'd be so polarizing that people would take two women.
Well,
I
if
just
he
don't-
would have ran in 2016, he would have won. But he had a family issue that he was dealing with, a family tragedy, and he said himself he was not mentally, you know, able to run with that tragedy happening. And I don't like, you know, I moved across the fucking ocean for my daughter, you know. So
Yeah, of course.
who am
Yeah,
I
you-
to criticize? Who am I to criticize this man for saying, you know what, I'm not going to take the hardest job in the fucking world because I'm mourning the loss of my son. You know, like I respect that, because if he would have took the job, he would have probably did a shitty job. You know what I'm saying? Because he's dealing with a bunch of fuck shit. You know, but it's like he took that time off. You know, and now when you look at all the moves he's doing, I'm impressed, because we've seen the first time in the fucking history of America, the Secretary of the Interior, which used to be the Bureau of Indian Affairs, is being ran by a Native American. And people are like, well, why is that important? That's who fucking regulates the reservations and the treaties that we've broken with Native Americans. Why would we have some fucking dude who doesn't give a fuck about what's going on, has no experience about what's going on, and not let somebody from that background, from that culture, do the job? You know what I'm saying? And he's putting women of color in all these fucking positions.
He's definitely looking to be inclusive, and that's one of the things I do respect, like in every aspect, you know. But I'm like, is it to the point where because you really want to do it, or is it just like a necessary course of action because of what's happened? Like, I
Well-
almost look at it as like a necessary course of action. Anybody that would have been in this position, I think would have done the same thing as a Democrat, just because.
Who do you trust? So right now, who do you trust more, men or women?
Me personally, I'd probably say women.
Like, who's always been the conscience of America?
Yeah, I would say that they're the backbone.
Yeah, like women have always been the conscience of America. Like when I remember when they were drafting up the Constitution, you know, I want to say like Abigail Adams or some shit was like, don't forget the women. You know what I'm saying? Or it might have been Thomas Jefferson's wife. I think it was like Abigail Adams. She was like, don't forget the women. You know what I'm saying? And when it came to like abolitionists, it was like women that were out there just as hard as the dudes. And then if you look at, you know, like all the big movements, like women have been out there, especially civil rights. They've been out there. They've been the unsung heroes. And I'm just glad to see them getting the credit that has been long overdue. Because I'm going to tell you right now, man, like it's very hard for me to trust men in politics right now, because all we've done is just some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? And as much as I like Obama, you know, it's like when it came to, you know, things like drone strikes, shit like that, being a person in the military, I don't want to see a soldier go out to Afghanistan and fight a fucking war he doesn't need to fight. But I also don't want to see us use a drone strike to kill one person and we kill a whole family of 27 at a fucking wedding. That's a normal thing that the former president did. Now, did it serve a purpose and accomplish a great many goals and save a lot of American lives? Absolutely. But did we take some collateral damage that we may not really needed to take? Absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like as much as I'd love to see women in power, I just feel like it's like even a black president got Donald Trump. You know what I mean? So I feel like you get such polarizing, like women won't vote for women. So why do you think men will? You know what I
No,
mean? Like
women didn't want to vote for Hillary, and we can't say women. We can't say women. We have to be very specific. We have to be specific because you look at the exit polls on who voted for Hillary Clinton. Black women and brown women, women of color showed up. And traditionally, white women vote with how their husband would vote, but that changed. With this last election because women realized that they are the seat of power in this country. They're the most educated. They live longer. You know what I'm saying? They have they qualify for more jobs because men are so reckless. We always have like way more just shit to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And I think a woman would think about the ramifications of just doing a drone strike and killing 30 people when you're only after one. I think a woman might think about that. Me as a guy, I know my brand. I'm like, yo, you shouldn't have been there. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew he's a terrorist. You knew your uncle was a terrorist. You hanging up, and you know we dropping bombs with Baghdad like outcasts, and you went to the fucking wedding. A woman would think about that, and she'd be like, you know what? Let's just fucking send a sniper in. You know what I'm saying, or some other shit. But I would think they would have like a little more empathy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that is. I don't know. Is that sexist to think that women would care more? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a compliment.
It seems logical. It seems logical. Definitely seems logical.
Because they always think about like they think further and deeper than like I think about shit very analytically and logically, but I don't give a fuck about the feelings involved. Like if we have a plan, we have to execute, and I make this plan, I don't care about your feelings. I care about the completion. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times women, they care about like your buy-in to the plan. You know what I'm saying? And do you believe in the plan? And right now we see voters now, they want to believe in something. You know what I mean? And that's where women are winning because they're getting people to believe in them. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just voting. They're like, yo, you know what? I fuck with you. You know, fuck the party shit. I fuck with you as a person, you know, and it's hard for me to like as a guy, I couldn't name one guy on the Democratic Party right now I can say that about. I can name 5 women. Yeah, that I can say that about. I can name like 20 Democrats, like, you know, even Republicans. I can name women that I respect that I will vote for. I can't name guys. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy, you know. And that's what the Republicans need to do is get them a nice, educated, you know, not too abrasive woman to run, and she'll probably fucking win. You know what I'm saying? Not Sarah Palin though. Not that fucking.
Unfortunately, their whole party needs to be revamped for them to even have a chance.
Yeah.
But I mean, just from the trajectory, Trump's still running the Republican Party. Unfortunately, you can just see it. The writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
There's too many people that are still siding with him and stuff. It's just, you know,
Yeah.
conservative has a far way to go back to like some sort of normalcy.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, man, you know, God bless him, man. 2-party system is antiquated as fuck. But speaking of presidents and people that fucked with Trump, and life comes at you fast, man. That's what I'll say this is. Tanzania's president, John Magufuli, has died. All right, at a hospital in Dar es Salaam. The vice president announced that, and he was 61 years old. This guy, when COVID happened, he said it's not real and you guys can pray the COVID away. You know, much like, you know, they say you can pray the gay away. He said you can pray the COVID away. and he caught COVID and died in exactly 14 fucking days. You know what I'm saying? And that's something we've seen not only overseas, we've seen it here in America where politicians are catching this shit that have said it was a hoax or a fake or voted against, Medicaid and Medicare, and they're fucking dying, and I don't think it's karma, and I don't wish death on anyone, but it's like, hey man, if it's raining outside and motherfuckers say 1 in 10 of you guys is going to get struck by lightning, you know what I'm doing? Stay in the fucking house. You know what I'm saying? Until it's done raining. I'm not trying to be number 10. You know what I mean? I don't want to take that chance. And, it's just fucking ironic, man. It's like rain on your wedding day. You know what I'm saying?
It's dude, it's super ironic, but it's happened over and over. Like Herman Cain, all these
Yeah.
different people that preach that this is, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's people die from every disease, but it's like if you could do something smart and logical to protect yourself, why wouldn't you? That's my
Yeah.
only thing. It's like I get that people die from car accidents and people die from airplanes and people die from riding a bike, but it's like if you just take necessary precaution to make yourself safe, it only seems logical. The fact that people don't makes me wonder. I'm like, all right, now it's like, and it's people at the highest powers. Like you're that stupid. It makes me
Yeah.
question a lot of like things that I've been taught. It makes me question a lot of people that are in a position of power. I'm like, how does this happen?
Yeah. It's crazy, man, because it's like, God, it's like history repeats itself, man, and it's a cycle. And at some point, we have to learn, right, from history. We saw it happen with swine flu, H1N1. We saw it happen with the fucking Spanish flu 100 years ago, man, and we're still doing the same shit, man. And hopefully we can break the cycle. But I just think people need to die. Like old people and these old ideas just need to fucking. And almost like you have to die right now. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta die though. Like eventually,
Yeah.
it's like Cameron said, man. Niggas die every day, B. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, COVID really just taught me that as great as as I thought America was, America's pretty fucking stupid,
Yeah,
and we're really just we're a third world country that it's like we're like a pig with lipstick on it. That's what it really
yeah.
taught me. Like all these things that I thought like we were the best at, and we have all these policies to protect Americans. I realized I'm like actually we're the worst at probably everything.
Yeah, if you look at like education and like healthcare, overall satisfaction and shit, the citizens,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was like,
we're
oof,
tanking, bro.
yeah,
But I'm gonna
horrible.
tell you, hey man, listen, we got freedom of speech. So I'm cool, man, because if I was in, if I was in fucking China right now, I wouldn't have a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was in Russia, they would have been kicked my door down. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna fall back on that. Like, trust me, I talk, I criticize America a lot, but because we have a lot, we have room to grow. We're not perfect, but we have room to grow. We have room to improve, man. But we're a lot better than other people. Some areas they exceed us, and in some areas we exceed them, man. But overall, I don't think I want to live anywhere else.
Yeah, I think the only place we exceed is capitalism, but everything else is like we're second hand, man. Second hand. You're a third hand citizen.
Listen, yeah, you ever use Wi-Fi in a different country? It's fucking
Yeah,
horrible, bro.
yeah.
It's horrible.
No, but
So it's
actually, no. I heard it's let's see, if you go into like Asian countries that their internet is amazing, but
yeah,
like any
so
place
yeah,
outside that,
yeah.
that was horrible.
Yeah, so oh my god, over there, man, like in South Korea, you have Wi-Fi everywhere. So like everywhere is Wi-Fi enabled, which is great. It's also shitty because that means everybody can hack your fucking phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. It's a trade-off. You want free Wi-Fi? Oh, okay. I hope you didn't want your social security number. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I
But
got you.
yeah, like I've used Wi-Fi in other countries, man. That shit is fucking horrible, man. But America, we got good Wi-Fi. We got, I don't know, good cheeseburgers, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking know, bro. But I do have one thing, man. This is late breaking news, and I didn't know how I didn't know how to react at first, and like I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth. I don't want to put anything in anybody's mouth. So I'm just gonna play a clip. Let me cue it up right now. What it has to do is with rapper Saweetie. I think that's how you pronounce it, Saweetie. She was on a podcast, respectfully, with Justin Combs and Justin Layboy. And the question was asked about a threesome. And I'm gonna go ahead and cue it up. Go ahead and cue it up. Let me know if you can hear it. If you can hear it, and everyone can hear it. And I'll just get your response, man. think I'm ready.
Threesome.
Okay,
Don't lie.
he's doing everything.
You get to choose anyone.
Here we go.
If you're in a relationship,
Can you hear that?
man's doing everything
Yeah, we
he's
good.
supposed
Okay.
to. He respects you. He loves you. He's doing everything he's supposed to. And he asks for a threesome, and you get to choose anyone in the world to bring home for you and him.
Right.
Anyone. Who would it be to give your man and you your dream threesome?
Okay,
Don't lie.
He's doing everything right.
Everything right.
Everything right.
Everything. Like, he been a perfect gentleman for you.
Right.
Like, for the first time in your life, a nigga's doing everything right, but he just wants one threesome. Who's the dream girl to bring home to him to make all of y'all happy?
Okay, so that's shopping sprees. That's good dick.
It's all of that. That's good dick,
That's
good.
Communication.
Tongue in your butt.
Picking up the phone, one ring.
Sucking your toes. Paying all your bills.
Oh, wow.
And you
Okay.
want to make him happy, finally, because you put him through hell.
So a threesome, right?
You put him through
A threesome, right, ladies?
Threesome.
I normally talk to men who are cultured, who's been around the world, who know a lot of people.
Right. It's on you, though.
No. I understand that, but because he's doing everything right, I'm going to give him the honor of picking the nigga who we gonna have a threesome with.
yo, and let me tell you, man. When I first heard it, I was like, yo, two dudes is a train. That's not a threesome. But then, I watched it again, and I'm just looking at her face and her mannerisms and how she's answering the question. That whole answer was coded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was being sarcastic. You could
Hell yeah.
on her voice that she was just like blowing them off. But
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, yo, bro. First off, you're asking a woman that's in a relationship about her sex life, right? And this is a a personal question. You know what I'm saying, about who she would allow in her bedroom, and she threw that answer back, right? That she would let her man pick the guy that would be in the threesome, because that means that you're not having a fucking threesome. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I respect that answer, man.
Yeah, as much as I respect it, it's almost like it's a slap to the rapper bravado, though. Like,
Yep.
there's some like as a rapper, like, nobody knows Sweetie for rapping. Let's just put that out there. People know Quavo and the Migos. Like, as much as she is an artist, I almost feel that she's being
Mama!
because she's connected. Yeah, she's being entertained because she's connected to him. So the fact that, like, it's a new day and era. Like, nobody would have said that about Hove. Nobody would have said
Hell
that
no.
about, like, it's as a I don't even think anybody would have said it about Eminem. Like, I feel like there's some sort of bravado that's
Eminem
connected.
dated girls. I didn't know that, man. He
No,
made
but I
all
mean-
these shit.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's a bravado that's connected to, like, a rapper that it's almost like, wow, the new generation, you don't even have that anymore. It's like,
Nope.
you're not even the man. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, that was like, I saw Memphis Bleak at Six Flags at like 16 years old, and I was like, yeah, he's the man. Like, and he was nothing.
I love Bleak. I'm a huge
Well, me
Bleak
too.
fan, dog.
Yeah, I'm a
Holy
huge Bleak
shit.
fan too. But you know what I mean? Like, in terms of like rap, like, if you bring Memphis Bleak up, it's like he holds no weight to probably anybody that loves hip hop unless you're like a diehard fan.
Yeah.
And it's like, here Quavo is at the height of height. He's the man. It's like he's got money, music. It's well respected, and it's like his woman doesn't even respect him enough. At least, I don't know. I almost feel like I would want my girl just play along, even if you didn't. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of me.
I mean, for me, it's
For the
like,
sake of my rap career.
So why is there a double standard though, man? So like, what? I mean, we know why it's double standard, but let's discuss it a little bit, right? Because first thought is like, okay, if a woman says she's sleeping with two guys, it's a train, and I'm the first motherfucker to say that. However, I respect this answer because she's in a relationship and getting asked a fucking dumbass question. You know what I'm saying? Like you're basically asking, you're asking me if I'm a hoe or not. Like, I have not said I'm bisexual. She has not put out that information at all, saying that she's even interested in women. So why would you automatically assume that because your man's behaving a certain way, how he should behave, that he should be entitled to bring another woman into the bedroom?
I think what they say, I didn't get that take from it. I got the take that they were saying that it was almost like his sexual desire, like something that he wanted to do would she be open minded only because he has been a good man? Like that's what I got from the
Well,
conversation.
he was like he went with the question like
It was almost
he's a
like
good man.
because he's being
He gets
rewarded for
so he
yes.
gets a
So
threesome. So who you bringing in?
yes,
The question never got asked. Is she in the threesomes?
yes,
It's automatically you should allow him to have a threesome because he's giving you good dick. He's taking you on shopping sprees. All this shit that has nothing to do with being a good man. Yeah, that's what was funny to me is like because once she started saying like they started talking about the qualities of a good man, none of them were qualities of a good man, and then she's just
yeah,
listing them like, and the way she's looking is like. What the fuck? Like that ain't getting no threesome. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm just like, man, like, you know, how you, like the whole rapper bravado and image, that shit is gone, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's been going for a while, man. And I like to see, I like these women out here owning their sexual agency. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if you're a woman and you want to fuck who you want. L- As long as I'm included, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't fucking me, you a hoe. If that's the rule. If you don't, if you fuck 10 guys, I'm not one of them, you a hoe. If you fuck me and 9 other guys, we good. You know what I'm saying? Joking, mom, forgive me. But you know,
Yeah.
I'm happy to see women taking charge of their sexual agency. I see this as a joke. You know what I'm saying? Not
Oh, I
as
took
her
it as a joke as
serious.
well.
Yeah, not as her being serious. But apparently they like unfollowed each other on social media.
Who
And
did?
people are saying they Quavo and Saweetie.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
they're saying that they unfollowed each other. I mean, you can go look right now, but they unfollowed each other, and they're saying that there's breakup rumors, things like that. If they broke up over this, that's some sucker ass insecure shit. I hope that's not
You know what's
true.
funny? Maybe they were already broken up, and she looked at this to just do like because that would almost make
Oh,
sense.
I
Like,
hope
okay,
not. I hope
let
not. I
me.
hope
You
not. I
never
hope
know.
not. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it was like
Quavo,
a look.
he seems like a cool guy. He seems like
Yeah,
he's doing the right thing. You never heard about him cheating. You
yeah,
never, he all like, bro, when they first started dating, she was everywhere. And that's why I'm like, you know what? They'll be okay because when you're that big, you have to have your girl everywhere. Because I mean, look at what happened with Offset. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, man. Look what happened with Kevin Hart. All these motherfuckers that are like married or like super down with it, and they got like women that are like dope as fuck. God, man, like all these. I mean, listen, man. If I was in their situation and I had a bad one like that, bro, she is going to be my hype man. Like, I'm not going anywhere, you know what I'm saying, without her, bro. Like, why would I want to? Like, I got the baddest chick in the game wearing my chain. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, fuck that, man. But here's a question, man. Um, Not now, obviously you're married. What's your opinion on threesomes?
To each his own. Like I've done it before. I think
Oh
it's like
shit.
it's every. I mean, it's
Yo.
every man's like. It's one of those things. Like as a guy, like it's like a notch on your like belt. You're like, yo, you have to go down this. Like, you know.
Yo, shout out to the man, knocking them down, man.
I
Back to
mean,
back, like Drake.
yeah, it's one of those things that I think most men aspire to do, but
Yeah.
only with two girls. Like if it's a dude, you're like kind of a little weird. You know what I mean? Like I would never.
No, I know dudes that like used to jump chicks off and run trains like
Yeah,
that shit
yeah,
was cool. I
yeah,
used to think that shit was super fucking gay because I'm
yeah.
like, yo, bro, if my dick is out, I can't make
Like
eye contact or look
like
at a
the
guy.
boys like high fiving you. Yeah, I found that
Yeah.
weird too. But yeah, it
Yo,
was popular.
your boy smack you on the ass like, yo, nice stroke. Like, yo,
Yeah, yeah,
pause, gut. Like, I don't even like look at dudes when I'm in the bathroom, like taking a piss. I don't like, I go to the furthest stall, you know what I'm saying? Or I'll go in the fucking, in where you take a shit at in the toilet. I'll go in that motherfucker. So I don't got to be next to motherfuckers, bro. I'm like that. I can't imagine. That was like some normal shit for me growing up. Like, people would just like walk in while their boys like smashing a chick that's also super rapey. They would just walk in while their man smashing a chick, or they would just like smash chicks on a regular basis. And I'm like y'all, ew, like y'all
yeah, yeah.
nasty, bro.
Definitely different.
Like,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that was like a culture thing. Definitely when I went to high school, mad people did that, like jumping off chicks, but like it was never for me.
yeah,
But
man.
I could see how like I guess there is a promote like the fact that women are open to kissing and open to do things that they're open to exploring sexuality. It's just like for every guy, it's like that's like the ultimate if you get to do that. Like you're officially the man if you could say you did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I did it before when I was younger. It was cool. I enjoyed it. but it was a lot of work, and that's when I learned I'm lazy as shit when it comes to
Yeah,
being
yeah.
in bed. I'm fucking lazy, man. I'm like two side strokes, and then you're getting on top. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
word.
Like
I feel you.
fuck that, man. But let me tell you what I got gas to do. Like the whole manhood card. These motherfuckers. This is why the military is hilarious because we make up so many dumbass rituals, right? And when I was a young man in New Hampshire, the thing that you had to do was knock down like a really big girl. You know what I'm saying? Not like a regular like plus size woman, like
No,
big.
you had to go big, big. Gotcha.
Yes, they would call it hog hunting. You know, and me, I'm never turning down a challenge. You know what I'm saying? And so I ended up like
How
just
big's big? Like 300 pounds or more than that?
fam, fam. When yo, fam, when she got on top of me, like everything just like surrounded me. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
So like she got like so like yeah, so maybe 300, bro. I don't know. I didn't care. I was like 20. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I was like 20. No, I was like 21. And she brought me alcohol, bro. So I didn't care. I did a lot of wild shit up in New Hampshire, man. I'm never going there again. You know what I'm saying? But yo,
That's what
let me
erase that
fam.
past. That's what
Oh my god, dude. Oh man. I remember one time I was with a woman. I had to stop mid stroke and leave, and I had one of my boys with me, and that meant he had to leave too. And he was having his own situation with because we were up in like Lewiston, Maine, or something like that. And oh god,
Yeah, you was living
This-
that life, bro.
yo, I was scumbag, yo. I was straight Susio boy, man, straight scumbag city and shit. And yeah, I was just like, yo, it was if it was available, I was in it. I have no standards, man. It was just like, yo, I was just like, I'm trying to murder everything moving, you know, and that's a horrible way to live. You know what I'm saying? I'm
That's a
out there
fact.
like I wasn't a sniper yet, bro. I was out there, you know when you fucking play Call of Duty and you get that was it the death machine? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
You,
You
that was
spraying
me.
everything.
I'm just
Yep.
out there, everything, bro, everything. You know what I'm saying? But when I, back then, because I was scared of everything, I was strapped up crazy. You know what I'm saying? When I turned 30, I didn't fear death anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, I was like Daredevil. You know what I'm saying? Like the man without fear. I was the man without condoms.
Word. Wow, you wilding, bro.
No, I'm smart. No, we go get tested, man. Like, let's just do
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and then we can have all the unprotected, responsible sex that we can have. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, holy shit, man. Yo, that's a lot. Now, did we even talk about fucking Kanye West and the $6 billion that got
Uh,
disproved?
I was gonna say that's the only thing we didn't touch base
Yes.
on, man.
So Kanye West is now the richest black person in history of the world. Not true. All right. So Kanye West had his company, his deal with Gap valued at approximately 4.7 billion, right? So they added that to his, 1.3 million net worth and said, okay, Kanye West is worth $6 billion or $6.6 billion, right? Um, yeah, that's not real fucking money. They haven't launched the line. No clothes have been sold. No money has actually been made. It's just speculation. So for them to say his net worth is the highest of any black man or a black American in the history of the world because somebody said this might sell this amount of money. If nobody buys the shit, it's not worth anything. You know what I'm saying? Like if Kanye dies tomorrow, guess what? He's not the richest fucking person in the world. Like net worth is a fucking estimation of some things that you have and some things that you might have down the road, man. Like in all like if you allow someone to put that shit out, you have to be the biggest fucking sucker ever. You know what I'm saying? Like how insecure do you have to be? You know, like because really it's like you see Jay-Z making all these moves, and you're like, fuck. I gotta prove that I'm not little brother anymore. That's what I saw this as because Forbes came out and said, no, your shit's only about 1.8 billion, which is good, it's great, it's fucking amazing. But 6.6, come on, man. Like you fucking jumping over fucking Jordan and shit now, bro. And them Yeezys ain't that hot, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
And the clothes ain't selling like that. And it's a Gap deal. You know what I'm saying? So people are gonna have to go into Gap and buy this shit. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't really see. You know what I'm saying?
as crazy as it is, and as we know, Kanye's crazy. I think he self prophesizes this stuff, right? And then what happens is he almost makes it come true. You know what I mean? Like what? So it's like as much as like I Like when I first read the article, I saw the crap, and I'm like, and the fact that he didn't put out a statement to like negate it, it's because he believes it. Like he believe, and that's the one thing that you could say about him. It's like nobody believed that he'd be a good rapper, and he proved everybody wrong. Nobody. He lost all this money trying to like design his own clothing line and design all this stuff, and then he went and did stuff with Louis Vuitton. Then he went and did stuff with Nike, and now he's got his own brand with Adidas. Now he's got his clothing line with Gap. The one thing I could say about the guy is he's a dreamer and he self prophesizes and the shit comes through. So it wouldn't shock me if 5 years from now we're on the pod and we're speaking about it and we're like, man, Kanye West is the richest black guy in the world. It wouldn't shock me.
Listen,
It wouldn't.
I'm gonna have to add a timestamp to that. If that happens, and I'm talking about this motherfucker on any platform and saying Kanye West is the richest black man, you can kick me in the fucking balls. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Straight the fuck up. I think the clothes will sell. I think the clothes will sell because he used to work at the Gap. He has an extensive background in fashion, and people will buy the shit. But what we gotta look at is that his sales declined. Like once he had this whole Trump affiliation and started running with Trump, his fucking sales declined. And then at the same time, how you got $6.6 billion and you ain't paid your fucking choir yet? He still has not played the Sunday service choir yet. So how are you fucking that rich and you can't pay your goddamn bills? See what I'm saying? And plus, here's the other thing, right? He's in the middle of a divorce from Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm
Prenup,
saying?
baby. I guarantee they both got prenups because she came into it with way too much money, right? So what happened was she came into the relationship with money. He came into the relationship not having money. He's well off. He's well off than the average, celebrity. But he didn't have Kim Kardashian money when he came into the relationship. So I guarantee you that they both have prenups.
So I'm not really concerned with the prenup, but when you are this rich and you're going through a divorce, your financial records get made public.
Which is
You know
true.
what I'm saying? And so if we really want to know how much he's worth, it'll be out there. You know what I'm saying? I
think they're gonna be I think they're gonna do it amicably. I
would hope so. Yeah, I don't think it'll get nasty.
Ugly.
According to inside reports, it's not going amicably, and he's cut off all communication with Kim and said that she has to reach him. She has to go through a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like he's unwilling to talk to her. You know what I mean? And that whole "I'm moving to Wyoming" was the start of their separation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh shit! Now it all makes sense with his whole manic depressive, bipolar issues and all that shit. Bro, if you're going through a fucking divorce like that, now it makes sense, man. And maybe you should take a step back from everything and just focus on your family life, man. Sneakers are cool, but what's better than sneakers is spending time with your kids. You know what I'm saying? So
unfortunately, he wants to be Disney, bro. Like that's what Kanye West is. I think he's chasing legacy, which is, at some point, like I actually respect people that do that. Is it for me? I'd rather nobody know me and my kids know me and love me and say, man, that he was a good person than to just chase legacy. But there's a lot of people out there that they chase legacy and that their family life is all messed up and their kids don't know him or don't see him. And, something gives. And I think that's what sacrifice for him. He's sacrificing relationships, as you could see that his personal relationships haven't done well, and that's friends, family. But he's got legacy. That's the one thing that he can.
And I mean, is it worth it, man? I mean, Kanye is a spiritual man. I'm a spiritual man as well. So what does a man gain if he loses soul in the process? Is it worth it, bro? Like you got $6 billion and you got a court order to when you can see your kids. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Fuck, that's whack. That's whack. That's why I can respect Jay-Z for holding this shit together. You know what I'm saying? I can respect that. Kanye does not look like the type of person to cheat. He looks like a faithful dude to me. I don't know him. He seems like a faithful guy. You know what I'm saying? So their breakup is probably what they've said is that they just grew apart. You know what I'm saying? Who's that? Is that one of the kids?
That's Hayes. He's coming.
Hey,
say hi.
What's up?
He said hi. He saw you on the camera. He was like, "Look at that."
Oh,
hey. What's up?
Look at my African American.
That's what he said.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. But yeah, man, I think we hit everything, man. bro. Like I'm fucking, bro. This is the second pod, bro, in a week. This is probably a regular thing, man. So
You know, trying to pump them out 2 at a
fuck
time.
yeah, man. Hey,
Double
man,
headers. I hear you.
listen, man. Joe Budden didn't drop a podcast this week, so I had to put out 2, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you're holding us down.
Hey, man, somebody got to, man. Shit, listen,
Yeah, you dropping
listen.
them like Clue tapes, bro. I respect it.
Listen, man. Shout DJ Clue, man. I was just listening to a Clue tape the other day. It was God. It was the one that had niggas that started something on. It was a tape that had niggas that started something on. That man, I love DJ Clue, man. Shout out to DJ Clue. Like, I'm gonna help me. Them great tapes helped me the fuck down, man. But yeah, man. I mean, other than shit, bro. The only shit we got coming out, bro, that fucking Snyder cut, man. But you don't fuck with TV, man.
You know what's funny? I threw it on. I tried to watch it. It's 4:3, dude.
What?
It's 4:3.
Are you serious?
Like, yeah, the aspect ratio was literally like.
Come on, man. This ain't 1995.
Yeah, it is.
Yo, what the?
So he designed it so that it would go on IMAX. But it's not open. So I tried to like boot. Obviously, you know. Well, allegedly, I tried to bootleg it last night. And
it's on HBO, man.
Is it on HBO?
Yes, today.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, man.
I have a little streaming app on my phone.
Yeah. I'll give you my fucking password, dog. Like
I have HBO Max. I didn't realize it came out on HBO Max.
Yeah. It's out today, man. I'm a probably. It's like 4 hours though, man. I'm out.
Yeah. I bought it for Wonder Woman, which was like kind of like.
Oh God. No, I bought HBO Max for the other TV shows.
Yeah.
No, well, I stopped watching it, man. It fucking was boring as shit, dude.
Max. That's Disney. Disney.
No, I bought Disney Plus for the old X-Men cartoons. That is why I bought it. It's so I could watch the old Fox 5 X-Men cartoons because they're on there. And that's the only reason why I bought Disney Plus. And then when I went on there is so much shit on there, dog. I was watching Mary Poppins the other day, like singing all the songs like a little fucking idiot. And that's I like musicals. I'm sorry. That maybe that's why I want a fucking gay son, so I could transfer that to him. My appreciation for musicals.
You know what's funny? As much as I actually like musicals too, but cartoon format. Like I find myself, if I watch a cartoon, I enjoy a musical. It's a musical movie I can't pay attention to, but actually a musical cartoon like Moana and all those. I freaking love those movies.
That's all. Like the Disney shit is, man. It's just fucking musicals, man. I watched Moana the other day. My daughter stopped paying attention after like 10 minutes. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's a big ass crab. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Yo, shout out to Disney, man. They got the new shit, Raya and the Dragon. I want to say everybody's saying.
I watched it the other day.
Yeah, everybody's saying that's dope. Yeah, everybody's saying that's dope.
Wasn't a musical. That was my only complaint.
Oh shit, it's like an actual movie. Yeah,
it's not a musical.
All right, well, shit, man. Yeah, I think that's everything, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go down to DC and cop some fucking dro. Watch this Zack Snyder cut. You know what I'm saying? And the fucking Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's my weekend right there. Besides playing with my daughter and shit. You got anything to say for the people, man? Before we get out of here, dog.
I'm just appreciate you having me back, and I can't wait to the next one, bro.
All right, man. I'll say a couple things, man. Black Lives Matter. Stop Asian hate. White people make great allies. They also make great potato salad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, not in New York, dude. The worst. It's sweet. Awful.
Yo, let me tell you, Southern white people know how to make potato salad. Do not get it. Southern white people can cook. Like they
go to New York deli to get potato salad.
It tastes like it's horrible, dog. Like,
oh my God.
I gotta salute Southern whites, man.
They put sugar in it.
Yo,
they put sugar in potato salad. Like,
they put like raisins and shit, like all type of weirdo shit. No, in the South they do two things great, man: racism and fucking food, bro. So if you meet a white guy and he's racist, he can probably cook his ass off too, man. You know what I'm saying? He'll fucking barbecue some fucking ribs and drag you behind a truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, that's what's up, man. But other than that, man, last but not least, fuck being woke. Should have never been asleep. Peace.